Eagle Gardens. Eagle Gardens 1 on Instagram. And this is fucking talking shit with Eagle. That greenstalk is in the background, waiting to come in as I get my shit together.
Yeah, I wrote. What's up, everybody? Cheers, 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 cheers. I let my man Jack in the room. What up, Jack? We are live. Rocking a little fucking Gwen Stefani. I had a fucking thing for Gwen Stefani for a while. But back in that day, ooh, she could have blew my mind back then, boy, I'll tell you that. Probably today. She looks good today, Jack. She looks good today. What's up, brother?
Not too much, man. I definitely have to agree with you on that evaluation.
Yeah.
Easy on the eyes, and good music.
Goddamn Blake Shelton. Fuck it. I gotta give that guy props. Straight up. That dude's hung out with two of probably, like, if you know, like along the lines of, Gwen Stefani was Miranda Lambert. He was with both them gals. I have a crush on both. Blake Shelton. No. You
got to start singing country.
Yes. I'll tell you what, as far as that goes, man, some of the best concerts for ladies that I've ever been to was Rascal Flatts. Hands down. What up, Smiley?
What up, man? What's going on, Jack? Deep into that one.
Yes, look at it go.
Going to top. Suppose it's easy. He's got enough filters. That's like a vaporizer through like 3 different filters or some shit.
I don't think it gets much cleaner than that.
Right?
I actually took the filter out, so this is just a mouthpiece now.
Oh. So have a good Monday.
Hell yeah. Life's good, man. Life's good.
It is, man. It went pretty
good. I will say I was optimistic. Fucking optimistic.
About Monday?
Went pretty well. It was a Monday, but I stayed productive. I stayed optimistic. Went to go lay some tile. I got a box into it. And fucking out of 7 boxes of tile, 5 were broken. 5
wow.
were broken.
Somebody didn't give a shit about throwing them.
20 square feet of tile, yeah. Which was a job stopper right there. And I was heartbroken. They were good about it. They were fucking from Grand Rapids. I'm on my way. I'm gonna hit this Home Depot. I'll be there tonight with your tile. I'll be there in the morning. Oh yeah. I almost headed that way. I was waiting for the word. I was like, "Where's it at? I'll come get it." They're like Grand Rapids. I was thinking, hell yeah. I know some people that way. They're like, I'll grab it. I was like, what a good excuse to go that way.
Yeah, man.
That's a bummer, though, when materials get fucked up.
Yeah.
Definitely not a cheap thing either, tile. And I can only imagine prices have probably gone up.
It's a bummer when you can't do the job you're planning on doing.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't cheap tile either. It was 1x2s, real stone. Oh. Yeah, bummer. Wasn't my fault though, so it is what it is.
What are y'all smoking on? I'm toking on a little wedding cake right now.
I'm right with you, Jack. I'm just firing up platinum cake.
Wah wah wah. I'm smoking some jelly bean.
Oh, I thought you were gonna throw out the med grower cake when it crossed you had grown or something. Be like, oh, I'm smoking this cake.
The cake hole.
Right?
Yeah, right.
Better than the pie hole.
Ain't that right? Oh man. How's the jelly smoking over there, Eagle?
It's doing good. Smoking good. It's a fucking man. It doesn't take much, man. It's too orangey, too mango almost. I'm rolling it up right now as is with a little bit of scissor hash from this. I was trimming on this Tiger King behind me, so I got a little bit of that piney scissor hash in there. And I got some regular hash, so it's a little bit mixed. But I've been just like throwing like popcorns in with other buds of that jelly bean just to kind of give it a little bit of that orange thing. It is good, kind of, for like a social smoke, but to smoke one like by itself is like almost too much orange for me. But a little hash. I tell you what, the last 2 nights I've been smoking this very same hash and jelly bean. And if you've noticed, the last couple of fucking episodes, I've been pretty fucking laughy. So
That's a good thing.
Good about it.
I do agree with that. It's pretty giggly kind of buzz. Jelly that I got.
I love having fucking giggles, man. Social smoke. It doesn't have to get me super faded. I've got plenty of things that can lay the hammer down. It's nice to get something that tastes good. Personally, orange doesn't do it for me that much. It's the citrus that I enjoy. Like, I'd actually prefer lime, then lemon, then orange, I think.
Me too. Which is weird because aren't they all the limonene too? Isn't that what the orange is too? It's just a different
Dominant.
mixture. Yeah.
Yeah. So then the like subtle notes like Valencine is one that's in orange, like Valencia oranges has Valencine. But there's other things that play into it as well, minor terpenes, and then there's also esters. So,
yeah, because my raspberries is actually dominant in that. I think the limonene or whatever. Because on the profile, like the terp profile I had, it shows pictures, like a little picture of an orange or a little picture of a lavender thing or whatever's in there. You know what I mean? It'll do that for like the top 5 because they're saying that's kind of your predominant profile or whatever. Even though it goes like, it may go 12 terpenes deep into it, but it's those top 5 are the ones they kind of highlighted. It's interesting, though.
I'd like to just apologize real quick to Chad. I've been so into the Zoom call so far, I completely forgot Chad was available. Cheers to Chad as I remember you and get to top Chad to say hello.
Yeah.
Good conversation, I guess. Love to break that off. Just good conversation.
Having smelled that raspberries and sampled it, I would definitely say there's more than just limonene going on in that. It's definitely got some esters.
Oh yeah, dude, that's what I mean. Like when I first got it tested, it came back with that orange, and I hate orange, dude. And then it was in my fucking head after I read it too. Like every time I smoked it, I'm like, damn it, now I taste orange every time I'm in this fucking thing, But it might have just been that batch, or like I said, it got in my head because I don't have that anymore. I don't taste the orange with it, but. Yeah, when I first read that on the profile, man, that's all I could taste out of it after that. I'm like, son of a bitch.
That's why I never, ever, ever give anybody any suggestion on flavor before I hand them a joint. Because if you do, they're always going to be like, oh, yeah, I taste the orange, or oh, yeah, I taste the strawberry. But if you just hand it to them and say nothing, and they're like, damn, that tastes like orange, or that tastes like strawberry, to me, raspberries actually was more of like a raspberry or a different berry. You know, it's like actually a little bit more like sour, tart, sweet. Like it doesn't hit orange to me. Like when you smell it, maybe when you taste it a little bit, but I didn't really pick that up. And I'd have to look back at the notes that I wrote when I sampled it. But
I love that you wrote notes on it. That's so awesome, dude. He sent me. That was great, though. Honestly, dude, that was fucking great insight to it. I learned a lot, so I appreciate that. That was good.
if somebody's ever generous enough to send me a sample, I want to give them feedback other than, oh yeah, it was good. You know,
Right.
like it's nice to be like, these are the things that I smelled. These are the things I tasted. This is the effect. And like, this is what I'd rate it 1 through 10 in these categories. And I think it gives people an idea, like, especially when you gave me like a sampler platter, it's like, I think these are the best ones. And I think these are they're all good, but I had my favorites for sure.
Yeah.
And it helps me with taking notes like that when I sample a new strain, helped me with like writing 50 strains of green.
I was
Is that
just
here
thinking
behind
that. Is that how you put all those together? Was taking notes like that over time? No shit.
Yeah, so when I was moved out to California, being a medical patient, I'd go to the dispensaries and I'd try every single time I'd go in like 3 different eighths. I'd say like I want the best indica, best sativa, and best hybrid. And back in the day, like that was all I kind of knew to go off of, and I just would pay for the most expensive one, even though like I know that's a little stupid. I just wanted to see what was the best in the market and what was available, all these different strains, trying a bunch of different shit out because you never know what's really going to work best for you. So it gave me an idea of like what's available and what I liked and what I didn't like. And I started taking notes like after probably like 10 or 15 samples. I was like, oh, I should document this stuff. And if you think about, every single, week, you're trying 3-4 strains for a 10-year period of time, it adds up really quick. And so it's like Eagle, he's grown so many strains, he has to keep notes because it's hard to keep track of all of it. So when you go back and look at that, it helps a bunch. And speaking of 50 strains of green, second edition is going to be done printing tomorrow. So I'll be signing them and packing them up and shipping them out. So I'm going to pick them up. The printer weirdly emailed me like right as they closed. They're like, hey, your books are available. And I was like, I didn't see it until 2 hours later. And I was like, oh, they fucking emailed me right as they closed. But it's all right.
Badass. Did you print enough of them this time or what?
So, I mean, I did pre-orders and 125 got pre-ordered. So half of them are almost already accounted for, or actually exactly half.
There you go. Congrats, man. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I printed 250 this round.
I like the changes too. That's cool. That it's cool. There's people that help. You know what I mean? Offer help like that. That's badass.
Gotta love the community. Ancient Soul Grown. He's always in the chat. He's a good dude.
No, that's what's great about the community. I've noticed that too, man. Like if I don't know, I've seen it from multiple people. Like where if somebody's really looking for seeds, they get hooked up, man. Like there's no shortage of seeds. There's no shortage of people ready to send them to you. Like it's serious, man. It's cool, you know.
Yeah, like, as long as you're a decent person in the community and you're just like respectful and you hang around for a little while and you're not just obviously like being a moocher. And like some people, maybe it's not being a moocher. They maybe just genuinely can't afford. Seeds are very expensive. Like my family is getting into growing, and the one thing that I didn't have them buy was seeds because I was able to provide them to them for free. And that's a huge expense that they don't have to pay for their first grow going in. So it's definitely nice to be able to help people out when you can. I gave out, hundreds of Velvet Punch and many other different packs along the way. It's part of the spirit of cannabis, I think, is sharing.
Yeah, it is definitely. Honestly, man, it's been from the core of starting to smoke. From when I remember, it was like you scored a killer bag. You wanted to show up to all your buddies and be like, look what I got. Look at this shit. Look at how green and frosty it is. Or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like you wanted to be the dude. Because everybody else had the fucking Mexi brown weed, brickweed, or whatever. Like, if you had something different than that, that's the first thing I ever wanted to do. Is like, look, dude, look. It ain't brown. It ain't brown.
Saying hello to everybody in chat. Trying. Hopefully the dance song wasn't too distracting, playing softly in the background.
No, it's good. Smoke it down.
Chat was asking for it. See, that's what I mean. That's kind of how it died out. Nobody like keeps track of it anymore. So like when the 20s come around, we're all like almost always anymore into like a good conversation. So it's hard to like slam the brakes on a conversation just to go, all right, here's a fucking 3-minute song. Yeah.
No, I understand that.
I tried to sneak it in there softly, to combine the two.
Yeah.
You want one of my best shown up to not like a party or anything, but impressing your friends with a good bag was I was fortunate enough to be able to come out to California in the summers, and I would do work for like beach volleyball tournaments. I'd set up the nets and shit and the court lines. We'd have like 40 or 50 extra courts that would be additional to like the permanent courts for these big ass tournaments. And when we'd be out here, I had some local friends that were able to put me on with a good connection. The one guy knew somebody who was supplying a lot of the dispensaries. And back in the 215 days, you know, that's how it was. You'd walk in with your backpack, and he was one of the bigger suppliers. And he got us some, I want to say it was blueberry crossed with sour diesel. And it was just, he called it blueberry diesel. It was mid to early 2000s and testing over 30% THC, lots of terps, and definitely the highest I'd ever been off of just flower alone. Like I was having like mild hallucinations. It's like crazy ass shit, but I was able to take some of it back on the plane with me. We took a deodorant stick and like hollowed out the inside, took that little like up and down little thing that makes it go out, and stuck it in there and like left the deodorant on the top. My brother fucking put it in his pant pocket. We walked right through security with it. This was might have been pre 9/11. No, I don't think it was pre 9/11, but still, we walked by. There was a dog that like didn't hit on it. Interestingly enough, I think they were actually looking more for bombs than bud, but I think we got like an ounce, like maybe half an ounce. We got like a quarter each or something, but I didn't sell any. People were like offering me crazy amounts of money to smoke some of this Cali bud that I smuggled back. And I was like, no, I'm not smoking it or selling it to any of you, but like the homies get to smoke some with me, you know, like that, being able to show up at that exclusive ass, like confirmed from California, like from the source. It was the best shit still some of the best shit I had till this day. But yeah, that's what it's all about, is sharing it, man. Fucking letting your friends see the good shit when it comes through. Well, and now, especially when you grow it, like when you're actually really proud of a sample and you can hand it off, like that's a good feeling.
I bet you could have got whatever you wanted for that bud back then.
It was crazy what people were offering.
So how many of your friends woke up every day and was like, you want to hit Jacob? He's got that Cali bud.
They were blown
That
away,
was like
man.
the thing to do.
Until it was gone. Fucking got basically begged, because when the story gets out, you know, fucking a few people tried, like, oh my god, he's got this shit. And then I don't know. It only lasted so long being a stoner, but it was fucking quite a good time. I was smoking bong bowls back then, so it lasted a little bit longer. I still smoke bong bowls now, but as opposed to if we would have like been burning down in joints, it wouldn't have lasted quite as long. But the good old days, I guess not so good old days, having to hide shit, like not have good access. being able to grow your own is clearly way better. I had like 3 or 4 different of my own strains just earlier today, which is awesome. And then getting to smoke some stuff that my wife brought home, a free sample, 1/2 ounce from Santa Cruz. It's I think it's greenhouse, maybe sun grown, but it's pretty good. It's kind of rubbery, most rubbery wedding cake I've ever had. Like rubber, gas, like a little bit of lemon and foot funk.
Yeah, those were some crazy times, but I don't know. They were good times though, Jack, back then. Scoring that bag. I mean, back then, you think about friends hitting you up now when you got some good bud. Back then, you were the fucking man. You scored some good bud. Hey, you want some too?
It's still the case come harvest time. Shit, people love coming around when you got a nice crop, some dank ass bud. It always seems to impress because compared to what they're smoking from the dispensary or wherever else, it's
I don't. Just because I don't think you can see chat, Jack. Mr. Scotto would like to know what's the best way to buy your book, Jack.
just DM me or email me. I'm still setting up my website. So DM at Jack Greenstalk on Instagram or Cannabuzz. You could also hit me up on Twitter, Jack_Greenstalk, or email jackgreenstalk47@gmail.com. So those are the places to contact me, and I'll just be able to take your payment directly. It's $33 shipped in the United States, and I take PayPal, Venmo, and Cash App.
Yes, sir. Bitcoin, Dogecoin.
No cryptos.
No?
This,
Oh man.
this might come as a shock to many of the people out there, but I'm not as bullish as some on the crypto.
I figured since Elon was in it, you'd be all Tesla'd out about that. Like, oh, I got to do that too.
They just canceled Bitcoin. They stopped taking it.
Yeah, because he's pushing the Dogecoin or whatever.
Well, it was because it's a lot of it in China started being used, like a lot of fossil fuels were being used to mine it, and they weren't mining it efficiently. So he's like saying they want something that uses 1% of the energy of Bitcoin. He does push to Dogecoin, or Doge, whatever. I don't believe in that either, personally.
I don't understand.
I know it's a thing.
Mining it though, like, what's the purpose of burning all those hydrocarbons? Like he's saying, like, I've heard guys build rooms with computers and shit, and they just all day long are fucking mining these things. Like, I don't understand that. Like, why? Like, why do it that way?
When it's worth $50,000, $60,000 a coin, it pays for itself and the electricity. Like the guys that are running it, they just pay their electric bill, and then everything that they're making in that, they can go sell that Bitcoin for US dollars. And if it's $50,000 per coin, and they're able to mine X amount of coins.
Right. No, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, the whole setup part of it now, like, to be involved in Bitcoin early on, you would have to be one of these miner guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're the people predominantly producing Bitcoin, right? Or however you would say that. Like, I don't know.
So there's still a bunch of them today. It's just worth less and less gradually. The way Bitcoin works is like there's only going to be so many. When it's all said and done, there will be like, I don't know the exact number. You could Google how many Bitcoin will there be, but there's like less and less per block. Like, let's say there's 250,000 this block for the next 8 years. And after that, there's going to be 125,000 for the next 8 years. And then there will be 75 or 50,000. And it keeps getting less and less and less until they're no longer being printed. And it's basically like a value proposition or hedge against inflation in case currency shits the bed. So it's some people's bet against like the US dollar, which we printed, I think 80% of the US currency was like printed in the last 2 years. And so a lot of people are worried that the value is going to go down, like in many other countries where they have what's called fiat currency, where we don't have our dollar tied to the gold anymore. The whole federal, we've had this conversation a few times on the wormhole, but yeah, the whole cryptocurrency side of thing, each crypto is a little bit different. So like Bitcoin, if I wanted to go buy something in a store, it takes 10 minutes for that transaction to go through. So it's not a great transactional currency. So it's more of a store of value is how people are looking at it. It's almost like digital gold. where like you buy gold, there's only so much of it, it's worth a certain amount. It goes up and down throughout time, supply and demand type thing. Where there's other cryptos like
There's
Ethereum.
no value to it. That's my thing. Like I just don't understand. You know,
I agree with you. I don't see the value personally, but people believe in it, and it's a currency, just like, you know, yen or the euro or something. You know, it's just a different currency at this point. And
so
it's being
ultimately, if I'm understanding it right, Jack, ultimately, what's going to determine if crypto really takes off is if it starts to get used in normal everyday commerce. Like if we go to the grocery store and pay with crypto, or we go to wherever and
That's like certain cryptos will be used for that, like Dogecoin, because there's so many of them. It's printed more often, and there's like an unlimited amount. It'll be printed forever and ever. So that one's transacted because it's so few. Like a Dogecoin is like a few cents. It's like 30 to 70 cents or something. It used to be like a penny. But that one is one that would be used for transactions more likely than like Bitcoin, because it takes 10 minutes. That one takes seconds. Ethereum is one that they're using. Like, okay, if you do this coding job for me, as soon as that's done, Ethereum will know, and it's called a smart contract. So they're using that, like, okay, you're going to hire out work from this cybersecurity website, and as soon as they finish going through your website, doing the scan, it realizes that all of it's done, and it sends the payment through. So it's like a mutually agreed upon amount, and in that currency. So different cryptos are used for different things. Bitcoin, I think of as like digital gold, because there's only going to be so much. People see it has value for whatever reason. There might be like a 2.0, like they might build another platform that makes it better for transactions, but then it becomes like a fiat currency, because that 2.0 layer, if they can just print as many as they want to make it transact better, kind of takes away from the whole, oh, there's only so many of them. So it has an inherent value because there's only so many. But
yeah.
The whole origin of it is so sketchy though. Like no one knows who the Satoshi guy who made it
right.
is. So like to me, if you don't know the founder, like I invest in like, for example, I hold a company that's Tesla. I own one of their cars. I like the company. I see the cars they make. They make solar roofs. They make batteries that back up people's houses. They're also doing a whole bunch of other stuff. They have their own insurance. It's a broad company. It does a lot of things. So when you invest in that company, you can look at like how much profit they're making on which part of the company. Like they get money for credits from, if Ford sells a gas-powered engine, they buy a credit from Tesla. Say, oh, well, we're fucking up the environment, so we're going to pay a company that's making EVs a credit. And so Tesla makes some of their money that way. And I just, Bitcoin and cryptos in general are a new thing. And oftentimes it's very volatile. I mean,
Right.
you see it go up and down. I would always only encourage anybody to invest money that they can lose 100% of. You know, only invest money.
Smiley coin. You guys can start investing.
There's the pot coin. Then there's a whole bunch of weird ones like Cum Rocket and MILF coin and
What?
like Shiba coin, which is like a knockoff of Dogecoin. Yeah, they make the most ridiculous.
It sounds like
names.
arcade tokens to me. Like instead of like getting quarters, you're getting different arcade tokens now. They're only good at that arcade, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was a nice day though.
Yeah, I don't agree with Big Tom either, especially like Jack says, you don't know who the guy is. I always think it's funny because you're trading the real dollars for those bullshit. They can be shut down at any time. And like Jack says, I think there's a limited amount. I think at that time, you know, the anonymous guy is gonna go and fucking shut it all down. Like, all your dollars, bitches.
Like a Bernie Madoff type thing. He just fucking disappeared.
Yeah.
Millions. It's a big setup.
Dude, there's been a ton of scams, unfortunately. Like if you guys look up the channel CoffeeZilla, they expose a ton of scams where there's like been multi-millions stolen in crypto, and people can't really do shit about it because there's like anonymous accounts set up and it's untraceable. Even though it's like a public blockchain and you can see all the transactions, you could be like, oh yeah, that guy fucked you. This like random number that you have no idea if he's in this country or what country he's in or who it is. It's definitely a risky business to get into, investing into the cryptocurrencies. I've seen a lot of people make money on it, but I mean, So I've always heard if it seems too good to be true, it usually is, and that seems to be the case with some of these things. And I just don't want people to like invest more money than they can afford to lose and get burned. You know, the whole FOMO thing is real. People are afraid to like miss out on like, oh, they see other people making. There's a guy like the Dogecoin millionaire. He like put 180K into Doge when it was like 5 cents. So it's gone up way like a bunch since then. And he still hasn't sold. Like when it was worth 2 million, he didn't sell. He's like trying to hold it for a year.
Huh. I guess, man, I don't know. Like some of that stuff just I just don't I'm under the I guess I'm under the thought or the belief or understanding, like you were saying, like some things are too good to be true, maybe, or like you don't get nothing for free. Like, you know what I mean? Like everybody wants that shortcut thing, you know? It's like, oh man, if I could only just win the lottery, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. It's kind of the same, I guess.
People don't realize that you could retire a millionaire working at McDonald's if you invest 10 to 20% of your every check into like an S&P 500 savings account. Just 10% growth per year. And over that 30-year time, every roughly 8 years, it doubles the value and the compounding interest over time. It's amazing how much can add up. So it's just
you ever listen to the Compound Effect, Jack? Or read that book, Compound Effect?
I haven't.
It talks about like how little steps, like you're saying, can add up like that compound effect over time. Like one thing that guy was talking about is like basically with inflation and everything, you know, your dollar that you spent today will take you $5 to replace it in the future. So he was basically saying when you go to purchase an item, if it's $50, you have to ask yourself, you know, is this item really worth $250 to me? Because this is what it's taken out of, you know, the long plan. You know what I mean? But it's a good book. I actually listened to that today about saving little things like that. Just putting, you know, little efforts towards whatever goals and whatnot. I didn't mean to cut you off. Trigger word, I guess.
No, that was a great contribution to this conversation. I think that a lot of people don't think about saving. It's not a sexy conversation like, oh, let's take this money and put it away and not touch it for years while it builds up. The nice thing is it becomes like, with stocks at least, it becomes like a savings account that if you do have an emergency, like I think that most people should get like a 3 to 6 month saving set up. But even if you don't, if you have stock and you have to sell it, you can use it for whatever your emergency is. And in the case of like the S&P 500, that's been, if you go back 100 years, over 100 years, averages out over 10% a year. It's like up 45% on the last year. And Warren Buffett, who's like a multi-billionaire, he said his wife, when he passes, he wants her to put 90% of her money into that. It's just, for people who don't know, this is like a basic introduction to stocks. But the S&P 500 tracks the top 500 companies in the US. So you're basically like betting on America to do well. And over the past 100 years, America has done very well, the top 500 companies. So whether it's Tesla or Apple or Google or Facebook, it always changes. Tesla just got into the S&P 500, but previously it was all these other companies. And 30 years ago, the top 20 companies, there's not a single one who's in the top 20 companies today. But all of these American companies are still having success. So if you just invest in America, it's called like a broad index fund as a whole, then that's most people's best chance, in my opinion, to build wealth long-term, simply, without having to like, you don't have to day trade. You don't need to like pick, oh, is this stock gonna go up or down, and like worry about a chart. It's like, I'm gonna put $100 a week or like $500 a month, treat it like a bill, into the S&P 500. And if you do that, it adds up to a fuck ton for time. So, and it's also money that, like I said, if you do need it, you can pull it back out. It's not like it's really volatile like Bitcoin, where it's going up like doubling or tripling and going down to like, it was at 60,000 last week and it's at 30,000 now. So you can literally have lost like half of your money. If you look at the S&P, it's like very, very stable.
that's the part I don't get about it, Jack. Like if I were to go, like early on when it was out early on, people were paying Bitcoin like almost like $1 for dollar. Like I remember there was a dude that paid like the first transaction was like 10 Bitcoin for a piece of pizza delivered or something like that.
Yeah, pizza.
That's like
Cheers, Bingus.
Cheers, Bingus. That's like $500,000 now. You know what I mean? That's like,
there's a bunch of shit like that. This one dude bought a used Honda with his Bitcoin or something when he retired, like sold his company and he bought a shitty Honda. And now today it's worth like 40 or 50 million or some crazy shit. It's like if he just sold it, if he would have just held it, it would have been worth so much more. But how can you know? Hindsight's 2020, right? Sorry, Bingus, we didn't let you give a proper hello.
Hey guys, how you doing? Good to see everybody. Cheers. Just thought I'd pop in for a minute, see how things are going. You guys have a good subject that Jack's pretty much on point, I think. I mean, everybody has a little different angle on it, but it just makes me wonder a little bit, how there's a lot of testing, I think. Plus, if you look from the top down instead of from the bottom up, a lot of this stuff is, it's like, well, I like the US dollar. Well, dude, the dollar is a fiat currency note. It's a debt-based instrument. There's no value at all other than the perception that it is money. Okay, the only true money throughout history has been gold and silver and gems and things like that have value, property, tangible assets. So and I keep hearing about, I don't know if you've heard about this, Jack, but the quantum financial system, all right, where you kind of combine all the things that we're talking about tonight and values back it, basically eliminating the banks and dealing straight with the government, much the way China does their financial system. So that's kind of their goal if you're looking from the top down, but I don't know. I mean, we shall see.
I'll say this, one thing I do know for sure is all of the wealthiest individuals are investing in the market. So they actually do kind of what I've come to learn, and I feel like might be to the people that aren't invested in the market, I think it seems a little unfair, because when shit starts going down, they start making emergency government provisions to protect the market. They do everything they fucking can to make sure it doesn't collapse, because it's their own ass. It's their own retirement. All of these people, they're losing their ass when all the shit starts going down. So with like inflation, we do know for sure, 2% a year is their goal. That's what they try and keep it at, 2% a year. So like Eagle's talking about, if you have $100, it's $98 at a minimum next year. You're losing at least 2% every single year on all your money. So that's just how the US dollar's inflation works, which I actually don't think is too terrible when you look at, okay, how do I beat that 2% a year inflation? I invest in American businesses, which give me 10% a year back. So I'm getting 8% more on that dollar. So even though the currency is false and fictional, whatever bullshit, the businesses are real. They're the real thing that's producing. That gold and silver, it's nice as a store of value. You have that as your safe, your backup. If shit does hit the fan, it's something you can dole out and get goods for. But in the meantime, while businesses are working as usual, you can say, I see these companies, I think they're valuable, and or just like I said, investing in America or investing in tech. There's like the NASDAQ for people that want a little bit more risky investment that returns higher.
Of course, the perception is real because we perceive it to be real, and you're absolutely right. But it's still a perception. There's no tangible value. I mean, can you leverage? You're talking about leveraging like companies and profits and assets. There's a great way to create wealth there in a fiat monetary sense. You know what I mean? But if that's whatever all the perception is, dude, it's as good as gold. Period. I mean, that's where that phrase comes from. Get it?
Yeah.
When paper money was created, it's good as gold, right?
It used to be as good as gold for a little while. But like Smiley was talking about, I'm not like obsessed with it. I just think it's good to know some of the tools because we do all sort of need it as not that we need it. We could kind of live anarchy style. Fucking go find a spot and camp out and make your own little place. But most of us pay a bill for electricity and
Sure.
for our home and our rent. So we all have to have at least some fundamental level of financial stability and independence. And I'm recently learning some of these things. My parents, unfortunately, I love them. They did a great job in a lot of other ways. Didn't teach me the tricks on how to build credit. They told me not to get a credit card, do things like that. And I know a lot of people hate credit, but getting your credit high isn't going to hurt you in the long run. Paying off your credit cards early every single time, never having a balance so you're not paying crazy ass interest is something a lot of people have never thought about. I just learned about like credit card hacking kind of, or churning, where you just sign up for certain credit cards that have 0 annual fees that give you bonus points for things like, I'm going to go buy my groceries or whatever anyway for the next few months. And if I spend X amount on this card, and I get free flights. So I was going to fly later this year. Why not just use this card and get myself free flights? Fuck paying for travel.
Leveraging. Yeah. See, with volume, you can leverage. See, they've captured you. They leverage that by giving you the carrot, which, dude, again, this is all that I have the same thing. My credit card is how I avoid banking, my cash card. And if I use it at Fred Meyer's, I get double reward points, double. If I use it anywhere else, I get single reward points. So it's actually paying me, I figured it out, it's paying me $30 a month cash in goods, right, to use the card. You can't get that from a bank. So leveraging is big tool.
Yep. I totally think it's nice to there's a lot of stuff with real estate too. I haven't taken advantage of yet because California real estate's so ridiculous, but there's a lot of ways to leverage your money there that people don't necessarily take advantage of. But I guess we could probably talk a little bit more about weed. What are you smoking on, Bingus?
Oh, dude, I'm loving the DJ Short Blueberry, man. I'm really in love with that strain. I'm growing a bunch more. I just did another little photo shoot of the colors, the taste, the aromas. Yeah, I'm loving it right now.
That family tree. I'm smoking on a little. This is wedding cake, but yeah, that family tree I sent you shows the work DJ did, and it's just so beautiful.
Dude, it's I didn't realize actually, since I seen it laid out like that. Thanks so much for that, by the way. It really made me realize the time and effort that went into it. See,
he put a lot of fucking work.
Well, and it shows. It shows. Here, I slam a couple. I throw a little pollen at another plant, and I think it's and you get lucky. Where I make a mistake. Usually how it works, and I get lucky, and you think, wow, but bottom line is nature's in control, and if you really get serious about it and do it correctly, how we used to do it at the hemp farm, which, dude, it's boring as hell, and if you have a gastrometer, it really helps, but I don't think he did. So it's great that people will go to those lengths.
No.
I just knocked my camera over. That was great.
Did it so effortlessly too.
We are live. I'm fucking
live
here.
We are live. So
highly recorded and highly edited.
Cheers, boys.
Highly unedited.
Episode of Vinegar Shot. Cheers.
Put it on, man. I need to start doing that again.
For you, Bingus.
What is it? Apple cider vinegar?
Has a variety of excellent health benefits, anti-inflammatory.
It's got cranberries, honey. They actually make this with you can get it in different flavors like blueberry and stuff, mixed with like turmeric and honey sometimes. But you can do them by the shot, or you can actually mix it with a drink, and it's either way, it's not too bad. So, not bad.
I want to get my shot glass out now, but I don't want to put any vinegar in it.
Doesn't have
The only thought that
to.
comes to mind is that boy ain't right.
No, it's apple cider. I mean, it's not really, you don't do it. At least I didn't do it for the taste. It's for the health benefits. It's like, God, we used to do the fucking cod liver oil. Oh, oh my God, that stuff. Shit, that's when I was being punished.
Comes back about a half hour later, doesn't it, Bingus? Gives you a mouthful.
For me, it was instant. You know, several times. When I was a kid, my stepmother, fuck, she was terrible. Yeah.
I've never had the pleasure.
It's either lose your ear or open your mouth. What do you want? So yeah. Yeah. Great memories. Thanks, Mom.
So I was out with the grandson was over today, and I'm out, hanging out in the backyard with him, and had the water on. We have this like nozzle that like it's not the traditional like pistol grip spray. It's like more like a fire hose where you like pull it down like that, and then it kind of shoots or whatever, and then it'll stick. But nonetheless, grandson's playing around with it, thinks it's funny. He figures out he can like turn it on, and everybody starts running when he starts swinging it around and shit. So he thought it was funny as hell until like I'd sneak up behind him and shut it off or whatever, and he didn't quite get how he was turning it on. Like he'd do it, but he didn't quite follow how he did it. So like one time he's like yanking on it, and he's like, wouldn't go on, and he looks at it, and then he pushes it down. Got him right in the face, dude. And I was pulling my phone out. I could see it coming. I'm trying to get the video camera on so I could get it. I could see it coming, and I just missed it, dude. It was so funny. That would have been America's funniest video right there, because he was so mad at the thing too. He was like, it wouldn't go on, and then he's like looking at it and just boom right in the face. Perfect.
Oh man, yeah. Kids, they're fun to watch.
Right. Sorry, I just changed the subject totally.
No, dude, it's a better angle, believe me. Money. You need a lot of money to have kids, let's put it that way.
Yeah, it was hilarious. He was all mud.
So Smiley, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh no, I didn't. You're again. And Bingus better conversation. Yours was better conversation.
I was done. I just said he was all muddy and playing out in the mud. It's funny.
I lived on a street where one side was the new side of town, and the other side was the no improved streets with mud puddles. I lived on the no improved street with mud puddles. We had our little gang of 4 guys, and there was like 20 on the other side. And we had wars and shit. That's where the BB gun wars actually really began. Seriously. It was
I know.
And we would go on missions and at all hours and fuck with them. And we were malicious, and they were stupid, and too many of them. They couldn't organize. We were just 4 guys that were just out to fucking fuck them up. And I got hit in the corner. I told you about that one. But I was going with my rifle on the edge of a building, right? And the other guy's doing the same thing. And we come right at the same moment. We both shoot, and we both hit each other pretty much in the same fucking spot, man. And we drop our rifles and just, fuck, popping BBs out and shit. So that was kind of when we had a truce for a while, because our parents got involved. My dad in particular wasn't too fucking happy.
Wasn't
Anyway.
I
Kind of
could imagine. I could imagine shooting.
kind of
down.
ended the thing. We went to other tactics.
You guys are the reason that we had to have orange tips on the fucking play guns and BB guns because of your antics, bingus, shooting each other.
Oh, we could have put each other's eye out. I mean, dude, it hit me
easy.
right there. I can still feel it. It's out, but I mean, it left a dip. Dude, that was so fucking painful. You might as well shot me in the eye. That was, yeah. Ooh,
Dude,
yeah.
I got a paintball in the eye right here, and I thought I was blind because it hit so close to my eye that paint actually splattered up into my eye, so I couldn't see anything. So I thought, oh fuck, I'm blind out of that eye now because it hurt really fucking bad. Like it was break, like everybody had masks off, and somebody fired off a random ass round and hit me like just. If it was 2 millimeters higher, I would have been blind because paintballs travel roughly like 200 to 300 feet per second, and they will definitely fuck your eye up if you're not wearing eye protection. So
Always wanted to try that, Jack. I've always wanted to try. I've never done that. I got cured of my. I think
it's like
wars cured me.
It's like your BB gun wars, but nobody gets.
You don't get holes in your head.
Yeah, you don't get holes. I was just gonna say nobody gets a welt, but you can get welts from them paintballs too. Pretty good.
Oh, you do get welts. It's not can. You do, unless you layer up like a. You'll get made fun of if you wear a bunch of layers. So you wear like regular clothes or whatever out there, and like you can go out in a tank top like Eagle play paintball, and you'll end up with like sometimes bloody welts. But worse than that for me was having to pick pellet out of my ass. I was like, we were outside at a pool, and somebody's like, I think it was a bet, so I kind of signed myself up for this shit. But they're like, you won't take. It was one of those pump action rifles. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And yep, they're like, you won't take a 10 pump from across the pool, and it was like a 42-foot pool. So I'm like, fuck it, I'll do it. And it was like, I don't know, 10 people there, and they all threw like $10. So it was probably $100. And it hurt like a motherfucker. Had to tweezer. It wasn't my ass. It was actually like my lower back, above the swim trunk line.
Wow.
And it didn't feel good, but hey, young and dumb, made $100, pulled it out with a tweezer, iced it down, and went along my day.
Yeah, man. There's a price for fun sometimes.
What's up, Johnny?
Yeah, that sounds like it cost them $100 to give you a little bit of pain.
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, it was mostly siblings and brother. So I think a brother was operating the gun.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sure they, it's one of those things. Like our paintball initiation when he played on our field was you had to run on the railroad track. It was like probably 150 feet till a curve where there's a bridge that we'd sit up at. And it was the first time you were playing there, because oftentimes people were afraid to get hit and they would just hide behind a tree the whole time and like cower. So if you get them hit a few times at the very beginning, it gets it out of the way. So you'd be like, all right, we're going to count to 10 and you have to run around that curve. And it would be like 1, 2, 3. And as soon as they start running, they start getting shot. But it would basically break people in. And you're running away from the paintball. So the further you get, the less they're hitting you. So it definitely was a way to make people not cower behind a tree the entire time.
That's true. There was initiation into the paintball scene, huh?
At least where I was from. I did it myself, so I was just like everybody else. And funny enough, the guy that I did it with, he ended up playing in the NFL. He like grew up down the street from me, and he fell. He tripped because it was like a railroad, right? So there's like wood planks and then there's stones. And I'm running, watching every single foot, making sure I'm hitting every single foot right on that wood plank. And he fucking eats shit. And so he falls down, he stumbles, and then most of the attention probably went to him at that point. I was still getting shot, but he got tatted up, man. He had his whole back was just full of welts. And he was a tough guy though, so he got through it. He lived. Nothing seriously negative came from it.
He lived.
He made it to play football.
He went on to the NFL, right? So couldn't have been too bad.
Couldn't have been.
Oh, man.
Well, there was kids who actually got shot at my high school, but like by real guns. So it's like some people, unfortunately, don't end up on the right end of more serious guns. But we were just fucking around with safe shit like bingus and them. That's a little bit more risky. BB guns. That's definitely can get
It's a
risky.
different era, man. I mean, it was. I remember my first day of high school, like 1969, and there was a big old fight in the cafeteria. I mean, blood, chairs, tables. I thought I was in a movie. And I mean, I'm just like, what are you, 14, 13, 14 when you're, first going to high school? And it just blew my mind. But then you kind of get adopted into that. There's fist fights. You could, people doing shit in class that would get you expelled. It's just a different time and era. If we did the shit that we did back then today, you'd be in prison. All of us would be like,
Yeah.
They'd take our BB guns and there'd be a big fucking thing in the news and you'd go on trial and we're going to try you as adults since you intended to kill that other child. I mean, it's like, I'm grateful to have survived it. It was a hell of a lot of fun when I look back. We had fun. But, and I do, when I had to fight for custody of my two oldest boys, but I gave them a lot of freedom and they had a lot of fun too. We were talking about that the other day. But they had to earn it. They had to get good grades and they had to do, have some discipline. But
They had to make you look good is what you meant.
Pretty much, I guess. It didn't, dude, not really, Smiley, because I had a very terrible reputation because kids would come over and fucking smoke weed and shit. And I'd be like, all right, well, look, if you're going to get stoned, just go in there and shut the door. And, at least I know where you are and you're not going to do anything stupid to get yourself in trouble. But then they'd go back, say to get back to other people's parents and shit. We're not too happy with you. You condone that? You condone that? You're a terrible parent.
Oh, that was always the worst. The butthurt parents that would be like, oh, so-and-so got drunk or high at your house. And now they're going to like call that parent and complain, oh, my kid got fucked up at your house. It's like, that was their fucking choice. It was consensual. They chose to go there and get drunk or high. And then they got caught. And now the parents all pissed off acting like their kid's an angel. It's like 99% of the time they were not.
I don't know, man. I've just looked at it like I don't want them driving around smoking. They're gonna smoke no matter what, right? Like you're not gonna stop them.
Might as well do it.
I don't want them getting arrested by police or whatever fucked up thing's gonna happen because they're parked or trying to drive around or something. They sit on the back porch and you know what I mean. Nobody's there to say nothing.
And plus, you get a chance.
If you ask me, I don't know.
It's safer. You can educate them a little bit, like, hey, don't take too big a long ride at first, and just kind of, But then, then it got to be where I had the bad reputation as a parent or father, single parent at the time, 2 boys in high school.
Party animals.
Pretty much. I mean, but they were honor roll party animals. You see?
Yeah.
So it's like I get phone calls. My son says that if your son goes on the honor roll, then he can do pretty much anything he wants. Like, oh yeah, I've had to eat those words. Yeah. I try to explain it to him, but I'm going to be consistent and accountable to my word, especially to my kids. I'm not going to be a hypocrite either. I'm not going to go hide in my bedroom and smoke weed and then we know what Dad's doing. What are you doing? Oh, nothing. Yeah, that's not me. So when they wanted to start smoking weed, I'm the first guy they came to. I'm like, all right,
great, dude. That's the way it should be.
Exactly. I agree. So anyway.
Yeah.
I don't mean to.
No, I'm with you, man.
Dude, my boys are older, and that was in the
People have
past.
been on here and interviewed with Eagle and have said their first time smoking was like, what is the range? Like from 11 to 15 or 16 is like the first.
Younger, younger.
How repeatable has that been? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so when my daughters were 14, 15, it wasn't a big fucking surprise that they were.
was the youngest.
Well,
Yeah.
we're saying in the meat, you know, the normal
You
average.
got an early start like I did.
It just goes to show how quick it could be, and a lot of parents are ignorant to the fact that their kid might be exposed to it and have tried it and already done it somewhere else, not in the safety of their own home. So I'm with you on it. Should be like my parents are always like, hey, if you're drunk, don't drive. Call us, we'll come pick you up. Or if you're gonna do it here. So that way you don't go get in trouble. They unfortunately we're not big fans of the cannabis, so I just had to fly under the radar as much as I could, whether it was at home, fucking blowing smoke through a paper towel roll with dryer sheets and shit all over it, sploofing it, or whatever you had to do, you know, sneaking outside. Oh man, it's a crazy ass times. But I'm gonna go jump in the chat, hang out with the good people. I still got some energy with me, but I want to hang out with people in there. They're
Oh,
too cool to not be able to
Jack,
see
come
them.
on, don't leave just because we're.
Oh
No.
man, you're no fun.
I like it when there's 4 people and I can see everybody on the screen. And I do miss the people in the chat. I hate flipping back and forth, or only seeing one of you at a time. But cheers, Eagle, Johnny, Smiley, and Bingus. Always great talking with you all. Peace
Hey
and
Jack,
love.
I want to get your address.
All right, DM me.
Okay, I'll DM you. Yeah.
Yeah. Remind me because I'll forget.
Say it right now, live.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
999-9599. All right,
Right,
y'all. Peace and love.
I got it. 99999.
Yep. It's on the corner of X and Y.
I know that street. It's right next to Base and Meridian.
Yep. All right, y'all. Peace and love always. Catch y'all in the next one. I'll be in the chat.
I want to give a special shout out to the chat room actually, and thank everybody for always showing up here. I see all the same names and I see a few new names, and I think you're all just awesome people. And
yes,
thank you for viewing and listening to all our BS up here. I appreciate it. Seriously.
Yeah, we've had a few people come back from a long time ago, which is Giant Mike. The other day, I've seen him in here a few days, so that's a good thing, you know.
There you go, Mike.
Waiting for Farmer Willie to make his re-entrance too, right, Eagle?
Right here.
Yeah, totally. You know, got to keep up with our friends. Yeah. Just to let you guys know that Giant Mike went through his court date and everything, and he did not get a really harsh sentence.
Good.
They gave him and his wife a little bit of house arrest, which is what they've been going through this whole time. I said, well, shoot, man, you've been doing that through the COVID. They should just call it good.
I was just thinking that. How is that a punishment when we're all fucking in they've been under house arrest, right?
I know. I said they should just call it good because you paid, served your time already.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I shouldn't complain because it's been right lately with the whole.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I talked to him about it the other day, and he said it'd be okay if I mentioned it to everybody. So just to let everybody know that he's in good shape now.
That's cool.
Or in better shape. He's not looking down the end of the barrel. You know what I mean?
No, you can. I don't know. It's a little more soft nowadays, I've noticed, especially for certain stuff. As long as you can pay. As long as you can pay. Can you pay? Yeah. Okay. All right, let's calm down. Get your checkbook out. Can you make it? Are you disciplined? Are you halfway disciplined? Can you make an appointment here and there? Okay. Seriously, back when I first got hit, they were assholes.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Now they're smart enough. You get a lot more money by being nice. You get a lot more bees to the hive with honey than vinegar.
Yeah.
So they're real nice. Feds, they had it figured out right away when I was there. They were real nice. I used to argue, actually, with my parole lady. She's cute, too. And so, I mean, they had it figured out. I mean, you know what I mean? And you definitely paid your dude. The money, if you add it, they just they
Big
just
time.
get you, and it's over years, right? So if you sit down at the end, you add it up. Fuck, what a business they got going!
Yep.
Oh my god,
It is too. It's a nice racket.
It's called a captive audience in literal terms.
Yes.
revenuers. They're not.
Right.
They're not enforcing laws, or they're enforcing statutes to collect money.
Yeah.
And they're revenuers.
And then, like the stadiums and football stadiums and movie theaters, they get to charge a premium for every convenience thing in there too.
So next time you get pulled over, say, "How can I help you make money today, officer?" I bet he'd start laughing. You know,
Yeah.
kind
Exactly.
of like a salesman for the city or state, aren't you? I mean, if you
You gotta-
bring in enough
you gotta
revenue,
bet.
they'll promote you to captain, maybe. You know.
Yeah, it's like, do you got a menu? Can I pick and choose? You know, multiple choice.
Can I pay now? Do you take cash?
Right.
Oh, wait, let me turn off my camera.
Yeah, let me turn off.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking. I will tell you a funny story about one of my middle son. He was quite courageous. Got caught by a cop smoking weed in a car with another kid. And the cop called me because I think he was like 16. Okay. And he goes, "That's Officer so-and-so, so-and-so. I just found your son. And he was smoking pot in a car." And I go, "What?" Like that. I was like, "What? Is he there?" He goes, "Yes, he is. Put him on." Right. I start going like that, right? And my son goes, "Oh." I go, "Hey, now listen to me carefully. Start crying if you can. All right, and act like you're being yelled at. All right? And when you hang up, say, 'Man, can you please take me to jail because I don't want to go home.'" I'm not shitting you. This is a true story. And he did exactly that. And I get back and I go, "All right, officer, thank you so much. And God, send that boy home now." I mean, I was just like, he goes, "Well, I'm going to let him go with a warning." I'm like, "Thank you, officer. Believe me, when he gets home, he's going to get way more than a warning." And when my son got home, I just go, "What the fuck, you idiot? What are you doing?" I had to talk with him, but it wasn't like, I go, "Fuck." See, but if I didn't have that relationship, right, he would have been in the system, and it'd be fucking, all right, how much do I owe this one and this one? It'd be for fucking 3 years or more of just bullshit, and then his record's fucked up, right? But the cop got off on me wanting to kill my kid, which then I'm all cool with my kid. But that's a real story. I'm going to remind him of that.
That's funny because my mom wouldn't have held back. She would have killed me.
Well, he definitely, I could talk to my boys. All right, I could talk to them. Like, look, do you know how close you came to going fucking, you want to be like me? You want to go to fucking jail and shit? I mean, I definitely would talk to them. I still have a very good relationship with all three of my sons. And that's the key, is not be judgmental and not be hypocritical. Try to be the best example. I try. I'm definitely not the favorite parent, though. But my kids aren't honorable. I mean, they were fucking first string in every athletic event. I mean, it was they did their they did their shit and they did it well. I'm very proud of them. Very, very proud of them.
Should be.
They're all your ages. It's like you're my kids, you're my boys.
Oh
And
no, I'm
everybody in
not.
the chat, everybody in the chat room. Maybe you're my children too. I was quite active back then. Just kidding.
Bingus.
Just kidding.
No way, Bingus. You couldn't have been busy that early.
I don't want to. I was thinking of a dirty joke, but we are live, so I'll just.
Dude, I just seen on Instagram, Chong is 83 or something, or he turned 83. Tommy Chong.
Wow.
Oh, is that freaking old? That's awesome.
Yeah, he was a few years older than me back then. Yeah.
A few years older than me.
But
I didn't realize I didn't realize he'd be in his 80s, or was in his 80s, I guess.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But a boy says my mother would have smoked me out when I got home. No shame. my kind of parent.
Yeah, my mom smoked it, but she didn't want me to smoke it.
She just going, "Are you my dad?" I don't know. Maybe. Let's talk about it. Blaze Day says, "What am I getting for Christmas?" About what I get.
0.
You're okay with me, bro. You're okay with me. Yeah, that's funny. I love the chat. Love you guys too, man. It's always fun to come up here and bullshit. To talk fucking shit.
So Smiley, I got 100% on those beans.
Did you really? Nice.
Yeah, every one of them crawled right out of the store. Actually, no, I did the beans in the regular way that I normally do it, which was just soak it in the water and then I put it in cocoa core. Because cocoa core is real easy for it to come out of, you know.
Nice job, man. Nice job.
Yeah.
That's better than I've been able to do lately, dude. I've been sucking on, I don't know what my deal is. I've been sucking on seeds and like clones. I got to pay more attention to it or something.
Oh, that's Santec, man, on the clones, man. I'm telling you. I got 3 in here right now that accidental breaks, and they're all doing great. I just stuck them into the sand. I didn't prep them or anything. Just stuck them in there and smashed the sand around it like a yard dart. You know what I'm talking about, Bingus. I was over there by the plant where I just threw up the air, punk, and it went right in there, man. It was good to go.
Yeah, I can see you just doing multiple clones, like like a sewing machine, just sticking.
Throwing them in.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that would correct anything, but yeah. Anyway.
Well, I'm when it comes to clones now, I don't have any issues at all getting my clones to root up at all. And I love that. You know, before it was a hit and miss. It would take 14 days at the least the way I did it. And then sometimes it would even take longer, up to 20 to 30 days. And then it was iffy if it was even going to make it, you know, because it was just not a very strong rooting process. So I'm loving it.
I do good with clone. If I get a tight seal, they're like 100%. I can tell the ones that aren't going to make it. I think, you know, they get about a 50-50. You know, I didn't get a tight seal, and I'm like, and you kind of smushed it, or you didn't quite, you know, you kind of fucked it up a little bit. You know, you can tell. After you've done it 200, you get good at it.
What are you talking about? Tight seal.
When I use the root right, and it has a little hole, but I put a hole in there with like a metal,
toothpick, right?
And then I slide the stem right down there and pull the thing out at the same time, so it seals perfectly. It's kind of a technique, and it's just but see, that's taking small clones. If I take a big enough clone and it's stiff enough, you can just right.
Stab it right into it. Yes.
But I take so many clones. Most of the times I'll grow, and before I take them into the bud chamber, I will take all the bottoms off and I'll clone them off the bottoms, right?
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
You know, but then I'll take, like, if I want a really good one, I'll go to the top and I'll take one that's really stiff in it. They're easy to. So like if you had a mother plant and you're taking all top clones, it should be very easy to get very good clones, especially after you fertilize and you got all the new green growth going. If you get a tight seal. If you don't get a tight seal, that's where I find, at least that's where I've
air's a killer.
Had issues. Yeah. So
air's a killer. It really is.
I used to use rock wool, which was actually easier to get a tight seal. But I like the root riot ones. They seem to be soaked in some stuff that makes it root a little quicker.
I have a whole bag of those.
Yeah.
I tried them, and I couldn't get one clone to come out. I couldn't get one seed to pop in it, and I just said, "Man, this tech ain't for me."
Fuck. Right. Hey, here's the thing: if you keep, like, I'm not trying to tell anybody how to take a clone. If you keep trying to take clones, you will adapt your own methodology and you will be successful at it every fucking time. So it's not like I'm trying to tell you how to grow, just fucking talk shit and grow.
As long as you're giving it the effort and trying, I think every avenue you go down and learn little steps here and there, you just adapt your own little process.
Experience. You know. Experience.
And that's exactly it too. You just gotta do it.
Gotta fuck up a lot. I'm good at that, by the way. My old man used to say, he probably said this before, if you ain't fucking up, you ain't doing anything. And kid, you're doing quite a bit. So, but he did it in a way that was positive. In other words, keep trying, man. He wouldn't let me quit. Like, is this good enough, Dad? No. All right, pay attention to this, do this, this. All right, go back. You know, he'd just make me go back and back and back until I finally got it the way he wanted. Whatever it was he was trying to get me to do. Usually it was cleaning something. I'm good at cleaning shit, by the way, nowadays.
I just had one that, speaking of clones, I had some that just kind of surprised me, actually. So when I take them, I'm putting them in a cup with water, the aloe water, and they go 24 hours. Well, I had like 5 different cups, so I had different cuttings. One of the cups went dry over that night. So when I came to them to plug them or whatever, I mean, they were totally like wilted right down. And I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to try to plug them anyway and see what happens. There was like 3-4 of them. Those things were the fastest motherfuckers to root.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah. And that I don't know. I was just checking on them the other day and I was like, no shit. You know, I just kind of looking at it. They had roots pouring out of them. The other ones were just barely starting, you know, and I was like,
dude, now would that be, I mean, it's like, it reminds me of being caught on the cliff where I had an adrenaline rush because I thought I was going to fucking die. You know what I mean? So plant thinks it's going to die. It gets some water and they get an adrenaline rush like, fuck, man, we better fucking get some roots fast because that may happen again. I mean.
That's what I wonder, yeah, if it's some kind of a freak it out. Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, Smiley, isn't it cool though? I mean, if you keep growing, like what we're saying, right? You have these little moments, like finding just stuff you've never seen before. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm not nowhere near an expert, believe me, because I fuck up daily. But I run into things that I haven't seen before. Like, whoa, wait a minute, or I didn't notice, you know, or the plant didn't show me. You know what I mean? It's kind of interesting. So keep growing, everybody out there. If you're not, give it a try.
Well, that's part of the adventure.
I think so. I think so. And I started when it was fluorescent, high output fluorescence. It's like, oh, I got the high output fluorescence, and I've got them encased in tinfoil, so I got maximum reflective power. Oh shit!
So what was your
Live.
record? What was your record for daisy chaining them, Angus?
What was that?
What was your record for number of daisy chained ones together?
I had 8. I think.
8?
I think I had 8.
I was gonna say that was
Yeah,
the
for 2 sets of 4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was, dude. You know what? It grew pretty good weed.
Oh
I
yeah,
mean, not compared to now.
it's
but the
actually
straight-
one of the best spectrums. I mean, especially now where you could tune the different bulbs they have for those. You can get one of the best spectrums out there through the
Well, the metal, the metal halide, very good for veg.
yeah.
I need to break that out of there.
Now you're talking about the spectrum on the fluorescent tubes, right?
Yeah, but the metal halide is kind of a magnified version of that, basically. They were the next step after that.
The ceramic metal halides too are even a little more focused. And they have ceramic high pressure sodium too, which comes out super red. That was the one that I was talking about as being the death ray the one night, because it's like all in the red almost. If you look at the spectrum on it, it's crazy.
Yeah, that was actually, I watched that. That was a good little episode there about the light spectrum, because everybody's trying to compete with the sun, which is kind of hard to compete with. And
Very hard.
I do think the LEDs have a better handle on it, to be frank. But then again, if you look at how LEDs are made, the consistency, I mean, it's in different bins. I mean, you got, like for instance, HLG has a top bin, Samsung diode, and I'm sure Spider Farmer, since they're half the price, probably has a mid bin diode, right? But it appears to me anyway that you're splitting hairs, kind of. I mean, and then I see people that are just like adding more, right? And meanwhile, the plants are fine. I mean, they're just like, we're good.
Well, I'll do a test. I got a Bloom Plus 4000 and I got a Spider Farmer 4000. So both basically the same kind of light, same build, same setup, basically.
I got an HLG right next to a Spider Farmer, and I haven't seen any.
And well, both of those are supposed to be, decent quality.
Well, exactly. I mean, and I haven't seen much difference.
Now I'm gonna do a test on this because with this new light, my Bloom Plus 4000, I have seen like longer pistils coming out and not as dense a buds from this light. From
What's
the previous light that I had.
Okay, now, how's the wattage? Is the wattage the same? That's the key, what I've noticed. You got to have similar wattage. I mean, within 50 watts of each other.
The light that I had prior to that was more like a 300 or 400 watt light.
What's the wattage on this one?
This Bloom Plus here it puts out like 120 watts. It uses up 120 watts basically.
So,
but it uses, the funny thing is my Spider Farmer uses 115 to 107, but my Spider Farmer 1000 uses about the same power.
Well, it's going to be a great learning process.
It is. But I've seen some results off of the Spider Farmer 4000 that have been very nice.
I like the 4000, SF4000. I like it. It's lightweight. It's easy to handle, easy to install, well designed, and performs very well.
I didn't get very good results from the Jelly Bean with this light. So I'm looking forward to the Jelly Bean going under the Bloom or under the Spider Farmer 4000 to see what it does. I think I will get a better, a denser nug, I think, just because I believe that Spider Farmer does have a higher bin LED, let's just say.
They have a nice. I look at the differences, right?
And they have Midwell.
Well, when you
know,
they have well, yeah.
Meanwhile, I don't know.
They have two drivers versus the one. All right. Which
no, I have.
Sure.
Well,
on
I
the
have
4000 on the 4000 they have two drivers versus one driver, say on the HLG 500.
Oh.
Right. And so they use approximately about the same wattage. I think the Spider Farmer uses a little more wattage. But then if you put your sunglasses on and you look at the diode spectrums, it's a much more varied spectrum with the Spider Farmer than it is with the HLG. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm not at all a light expert, nor do I try to sell lights. Okay, it's a fucking, if you want to get under the gun and is just get into start talking about fucking lights with people, Jesus Christ. I mean, people, forgive me, God, I mean it in a positive way, but I mean, it's like you don't want to, I don't like talking about lights, to be honest. But I like the Spider Farmer because they're reasonably priced. They have very good customer service. They're worldwide. As far as volume, they do way more than most.
Yeah, they are.
All right.
And email you looking for internet models. I'm just kidding.
There you go. Anyway, I'll shut up. Fuck it. What do you give me talking about?
No, man, I'm not against them. I get you guys. Like, I mean, there's enough people dump on the Chinese lights. Like, I get it. You guys run them. They do probably work. Like, I think some of those top bin, second bin kind of distinctions may not exactly be as big of a difference as what we realize. You know,
I agree.
That might be more a sales pitch than anything.
Thank you.
But I'm looking forward to the to seeing the difference between this light and that light.
I would be curious to see that too, to where you would put, like what Eagle is saying. Well, fuck, I can buy 4 of them damn things for the same price as one.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that'd be interesting to see. Like see what it would actually come out of.
There's a lot of
now you got his attention.
Unfortunately, you're gonna because they're coming.
Are they? Hell yeah,
Johnny. They're not 100 watts. They're 400 watts, brother.
Is that right? Because when I put it on my kilowatt, it was full blast, and it was drawn 107 watts.
I can't believe that. Even the 3000 pulled more than that. I think it was 300. But that's what the factory specs say is 400 watts. I wouldn't have took it if it would have been anything less. For real, I wouldn't even. I would have been like, yeah, no thanks. I'm good. Yeah, 400 watts is what they say. It's supposed to be for that 6x6, but I don't know. I might actually be pulling down 2 of these fucking 2K. To fucking pull up them Bloom Plus, see, any comparison. So we'll see. We'll see. The smaller lights back there are still doing good. That 10's pumping along.
That's a 3000.
That was a BP and a fucking Mars, yeah.
Yeah.
That was in a 4x8.
I've seen good things with
looking
Mars.
at that right now.
I've seen good things with CFLs. Seriously.
I'm not saying that the Bloom Plus 4000 is not doing good. It's doing fair, but I've just noticed that the Jelly Bean does not like that light. And I've seen other people's jellies and they look sexy compared to the way mine looks. So I'm kind of like, well, maybe it is the spectrum. Yes, I am. I am.
Did you try running it with the light?
I want that jelly.
Turned down a little bit rather than full blast?
Well, now I did run that at a 2/3 level for a little while, on the first jelly bean that I ran. And then this one here that I'm running, I got it on full. And it looks the same, you know? So I'm wondering if it isn't just the spectrum.
Reuse soil.
Yes, everything's the same as far as the medium goes.
Chat room is
So
saying
I'm saying,
free.
is it reuse or is it new soil?
Oh no, it's reused soil. And that's the thing too, you know, about my garden here. I remix all my soil. So I reuse it. I've been using the same soil for a year or over a year now. But add new soil into the mix. You know what I'm saying? New worm castings, new dry amendments type stuff. So, you know, yeah. But I'm remixing all of my soil. So I feel like I'm saving money because I am reusing.
Absolutely. Chat room
But-
says free is a good price. And
Yes,
I totally agree.
But at the same time, I've seen other people where they use new soil every time and they have amazing results.
And if you want
You
a
know?
really good light, if you want a really good light, Blaze Daily is free. He says, I'm free, I'm free. I'm not sure how well he's going to shine for you, but he's definitely free.
Free? For free? Free?
Free, he's saying
Free.
it's free.
Free,
Blaze
free.
Daily in the chat room right now. Cheecha says, I like free. Chad Westport says free is a very good price.
Yeah, I don't get free, but I get really good prices on a lot of my stuff.
Dude, if you ask many times, you can get free. Right? Yeah, if you go say, hey, come over to my YouTube channel and look at my video or whatever, sometimes you get free. Definitely Mars will give you free. I've had 5 different Mars salesmen contact me. I think they finally quit, but there for a while it was pretty persistent.
Demanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty demanding.
Pretty much. I was like, wait a minute, do you know about the other guy? Oh, I don't care. I had one, two. I don't know if I should say this, but I had one LED company. I'm not even going to mention their name. They offered to pay me to make videos with ads for them if I would switch over to their company. And it was, I went, wow. And I had already told them that I'm loyal to my word, right? I did not even respond back to that email, but it was substantial. So advertising dollars, my friends, can be utilized in many, many ways. If you're showing your cannabis, people are watching, which means pretty much anybody that has a channel, right? If you keep at it, sooner or later, people are going to be watching you. You hit these fuckers up, man. Excuse my language. Hit these good people up, you know.
And that's more of a YouTube channel, right?
I have an IG, but I don't really do as much there. I'm usually in the garden discovering shit on my phone when I do the IG, which hasn't been a lot lately. I'll be honest, guys, I'm not a big fan of social media. I like to hang out with you all. I really do. This is like therapy, I've said several times for me. But YouTube is a fucking hateful place, man.
It is. Yeah.
I hate to say it, but this so-called loving cannabis community, that's bullshit. It's not so loving. I mean, fortunately, the people that show up here are very good people. Thank you for being here. And thanks to all you guys on the panel.
Yes, everybody in chat, exceptional people.
I really am grateful. Not that there aren't other places as well. That's the other thing. I got some shit. I got a fucking novel from somebody saying that, there's actually other places other than Eagle. That I'm like, all right, okay. Sorry, I mean, dude, this is where I'm comfortable. All right. And so, I mean, I'm sure there's other places that are comfortable for everybody. So, dude, you got to be careful what you say. See, that's the thing about YouTube. If I, what you get is bingus. I mean, I just fucking lay it out there. I don't really, and it's talking fucking shit, right? which really
Yeah.
leaves it
Hanging out
wide
getting
open, eh?
baked, throwing out random shit.
So I mean, why not? But like I said, if you want to write me a novel, go ahead. I actually have been reading them lately, and all the good ones. Thank you so
I
much.
have been reading them.
Thank you so much for all the good ones. Some of you people are just awesome folks. Just fucking awesome people. God bless you. Seriously. Yeah. And I got 3 of them up here. You know,
Awesome.
all you guys. Yeah.
Appreciate that, Bingus.
Oh, man, you guys are all great. I'm just a busted up guy taking cannabis to get healed just like everybody else, man. Fuck.
Right. I can't see anybody in chat right now, but I'm thanking you just the same. And at the same time, I would like to extend that invitation out again. Any of you guys out there, we'd like to hear your story. Everybody's got a story. It doesn't even have to be about cannabis.
Yeah.
You know? So really, I mean, if you're new at the game, it's like me, man. I've been growing. Honestly, I've been growing since 2019 December at the end of the year, basically. You know, so I haven't been growing long at all, and I'm loving every minute of it. And it's therapy. Yeah, it's therapy, just like Bingus says, man. Being here, being in my garden, hanging out with my gromies, talking to Eagle, you know.
Yeah.
Smiley's always showing us.
Volunteer. I haven't been looking.
Organic.
Eagle takes the opportunities when he can get them to get shit done, right? So
yeah,
when we come up here and hold the conversation, then he can actually get a few items done. Keeps his garden nice and green. Keeps his buds nice and big. Smiley's garden's looking fucking awesome, dude.
Oh yeah,
dude. I'm your latest video is on my queue right now. I haven't seen it yet, but it's right there. It's next.
Well, I'm gonna blow up your thing there a little bit because you had a little bit of a heat problem. Was that because of the main thing? Was because of your air conditioning unit, the window one, or
I think so.
Because you pretty much got that solved then, right?
I'm hoping so. Yeah. Yeah, it's been staying good, but we really haven't been. I mean, we really haven't been into the extreme weathers yet either. So, you know what I mean? All of a sudden, we get to start cranking up into the 90s, and that changes the scenario as well. So we'll see.
Yeah, definitely.
But if need be, I don't know, man. I priced out trying to do the AC the quote unquote right way with had an HVAC guy quote it and all that, and no. I'll buy a couple window units. It was kind of, I don't know.
That's some expensive stuff there, yeah.
It was significant to say the least. So
they're expensive as hell.
Yeah, so the raspberries in that back corner were really doing a weird little stretch.
Yeah, they're totally in a funk.
And that corner, like you were saying, doesn't have as much air, so you just attest that to it then.
Top of the morning to you, Green.
I thought that was good. What's that, Green 13? I thought that was good, investigative work. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's still guesswork, but I honestly, Johnny, I've never seen the plant. I've grown that cut for years and like 4 years now. I've never seen it do that. So it has to be something to do with that.
Yeah, a fluke kind of a thing.
The other one on the other side of the scrog from it didn't do that as much. And it kind of it's more in line with where the air conditioner is too. So it's.
Oh man, this is a spoiler alert, isn't it? I ain't even seen this video you're talking about.
I know, I'm trying to ruin it for you guys, you know?
Yeah, I saw it arrive tonight.
It's in my queue.
I thought it was a.
What's up, Green?
Yeah.
Dude, where do you get a chance to sit down with somebody from across the pond? Oh, and Cheecha B's coming on down too. Oh my God. We got a full panel. What's up, sweetheart? Good to see you.
We needed you the other night when we had our haunting night. You know, we were talking.
I was
about
gonna ask
ghosts.
if anybody was their ass was smacked by a ghost.
We were asking for you.
It feels different having Cheech on the panel, like she's one of us now, like
Right?
a grommy, a
Yeah, because
full-fledged-
she's actually got some bud up underneath her there. She says, "I got these."
Yeah.
Hide her own
So,
already.
are you smoking it?
Not yet. It's still in the
yet.
jar.
It did. That photo
I
was
did a
pretty
lot.
awesome. That photo was pretty awesome.
Well, it's a smaller plant. That's what you got to expect from the auto flowers. But it smells
sometimes.
Yeah. Like it has a little bit of a flower smell, but then you get that like banana. It just like smacks you in the face.
Wow.
Yeah, it'll come. All that stuff will come into prominence here a little bit later. It'll start really developing into what she's going to be.
Right. I did do a
Inside that
test
jar.
smoke, and it was like a banana cream. Like it had like a
Ooh.
cream. Yeah.
I like that.
I was like,
like
this
that.
is different.
I bet that would smash well. You know what I mean?
Right.
Think about
Yeah.
that as a rosin. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
So what did you pop next? What do you got lined up after that one?
Queen White Haze.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is that another auto, or are you going to go?
No, that's a photo. That's a photo.
What
Nice.
version did you get?
Damn.
Two or
Damn.
F3?
She's breaking out.
Good to see you, Red.
Directly
Auto
to professional
photo
mode.
Well, I only did the auto so I could learn. Like just kind of
Right.
like the process, you know, okay, so at this time this does this. Now
I did the same thing.
yeah, now it's kind of like, okay, well, you really got to step up your game and see if you can do this and
No doubt. No doubt.
I like it.
Oh, you're going to have so much fun. So what you growing on the next one, you said?
yeah, Queen White Haze.
Queen White Haze. Nice.
Mhm.
Version 2 or F3 of that?
I think it's F2. I think they're put away. I gotta grab them.
Sounds like a
That
great-
red pill.
Howdy.
Cheers, buddy.
Uphill.
Welcome in. Welcome in.
We're just getting this party started now.
Yeah, I know.
I had to make one for the 20.
Right on,
So
brother.
today there was a Mirage F1 jet that dropped out of the air out here in Las Vegas into a neighborhood.
Wow.
Just being a visitor.
I'm not sure. It was. They say that
house.
Company.
Grandma got ran over by an airplane.
No, I don't think so.
Company.
The pilot passed away. He was a contractor. They called him. So I don't understand that shit. Having a contractor doesn't make sense. But
Contractor test pilots is safe. That they
Right?
cost you a lot less money.
they don't cost as much as a real pilot.
Fuck. That's
Yeah,
kinda
but
sick.
that's the first time I've heard of one of those types of planes just kind of falling out of the sky here in Las Vegas.
They probably asked the contractor, dude, can you do the job? And he was like, yeah, I think I can do it.
I did it on
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks right. Yeah.
Can't be too
No,
hard.
don't mind those extra bolts.
Come on, let me get my ass in that seat. Let's go.
I got this. Where's the
Wheels up in
manual?
5.
But what you don't realize, he stayed at the Super 8 hotel the night before or whatever.
They save money.
Super
He
8.
could
Getting
do it
some
for
sky
less. He was a thrill seeker. He could do it for less.
Look at me.
He rested.
Yeah.
True.
I used to contract that way. Oh, how big's the window? Nobody. Oh, they wanted half of that. We'll do half down, half when we're done if we live.
Right.
We go party like hell and then fucking hit it hard the next morning and try to make sure it happens. Anyway,
Uh-oh.
You got to
like
see
Yeah.
that.
That's a bingus.
Oh man, how
Yeah.
awesome is that?
I mean, not at all awesome.
It's not at all awesome.
He's like,
No, I'm going to squash that and pretend it didn't happen.
what was that? I don't know.
It was a very green seed.
Yes.
Some herb that I just finished and had no inkling of any issues. Mind you, these are the lowers. These are all just little dangly lowers. So I guess it's just that nut anything. We're going to just move on.
Throw it away.
What was that? What?
Yeah,
Run away.
I have one inside here that I actually crossed on purpose, and that was the truffle trees and what was that other one? Canal bread, and it's supposed to be done here in the next day or so. And I looked down at the bottom of the pot inside the dirt, and there was a couple beans down in there. They're already dropping out of it.
Shit. Volunteered.
Yeah. So I also looked down around the outside of the pot on the 10th floor, and I found a couple beans down there too. So she's ready.
Right.
Yeah. She's ready.
Those wannabe
Drop them.
Just like,
Yeah, I didn't know it could
man.
go on like that. It's obvious, I suppose, but yeah, that's ready.
Yeah. She's just dropping that shit. She's like a ripe fruit dropping her beans.
I like beans. As long as there's not a lot of them, you know what I mean? Like it's like a nice little surprise if you get a
I did this on
baggie
purpose.
and you get it you're smoking it. Wow, this stuff's good. And all of a sudden, boom, a little seed comes out. And you're like, no fucking way.
Yay!
You're like, man, I better label this one, right?
Yeah, right.
That's happened several times. I like it.
Yeah, some of my seeds. That's how I am. I'm smoking, and all of a sudden, ting. All right, looks like it'd be a good seed, so I keep it.
A little present. Little present.
Yeah.
It's like a $10 present, really. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. It's like I just found a $10
Free
bill.
medicine. Woohoo!
You just have to grow it.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Just
the
add
thing,
water,
there's no
dirt,
way I did.
food, light,
There's always a
care,
catch.
time.
Yeah, and 3 months. There's no way I'm ever giving it 3 months of my life. You can fuck off. It's weird, isn't it? It's just a different attitude. But I can't risk putting some piece of shit in my life for 3 to 6 months.
Not in Britain where you're gonna fucking the price is high. Yeah, fuck that. No, I agree.
The space
Totally.
is required for a definite. Let's
You
say.
know, I mean, hats off to you all over there for doing what you do. I've been peeking in on the GR420 community videos, doing a little binge
It's a good
watching.
girl over there.
You guys got a lot of good shit going on over there. Like,
Yeah.
so,
I
good
like
job.
them.
Good job.
I'm in Canada. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey,
Yeah, okay. All right, mate. No, since I did my DNA test and I figured I was, what was it? I'm mostly German, Italian, and British.
yeah.
So I'm definitely from Europe. Stuck in the bloody colonies.
I wonder how long you've been over in the States then as a DNA.
A dark natural attributor to the cause of cannabis. DNA. Boy, I had to pull that one out of my ass.
Yeah, you did.
The goose is loose. Look out, guys. For GR420 community videos. Cheers, brother. Ned Denver.
Fuck yeah.
I'm watching the chat room. I
Stony.
just don't have access to my keyboard readily. But yeah.
Well, I think I'm going to take me a hit.
Yeah.
I'll join you.
Do you know what I like about this the most, Cheecha?
Hmm.
Once you get into it and you start getting your I don't know if you're going to do a perpetual grow or not, but if you get into that, you'll have a variety of weed at all times. I mean,
I mean, that's the goal, right? It's the
Yeah.
goal, to open up your medicine cabinet and have a different, variety of medicines,
I go back to my drawer, open it up, and I pull out a jar, and I go, that looks good. I think I'll try that today.
Yeah.
Along with a little bit of this and that. you know.
Definitely
yeah.
cuts down your visits to the dispensary.
You know, I haven't even talked to dispensary. As a matter of fact, when I got into this one dispensary, I started building up credit, right?
Right.
For buying, you know, so much. Spend $100.
That would be me. I'd be one of those
And
people.
spend $100, then you get a little bit extra on the back of the credit. You know, when I knew that I wasn't going to have to go back there, I went in and I cashed that in and got me a couple of eighths. And
I would have. Yeah, I would have too. Fuck. Like,
That was
that was
yeah,
the
thanks.
last
I'll be
time.
back. Peace
I was
out.
see you
super bad
guys.
with that thing. We had the same thing. We had like a little card and you would get little punch outs on it. And if you brought it back with 10, they'd give you like whatever for free. And each time I'd come there and I'd be like, oh, I forgot my card. And I literally had like probably 15 different cards that only had like 1 or 2 little punch outs on it. So I was long overdue for whatever it was for free, but I never remembered to bring the same card.
Aw.
You got to bring them all in and have them consolidated.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be like, look,
Come on, man.
sorry.
I'm really forgetful. I smoke a lot of weed. You guys know that. You see me come in here every day. Can't remember to bring my damn card. It's because your weed's too good.
See, that's the failing aspect of the card.
Yeah.
We're stoners, dude. Can't you just like compute it into my account?
Yeah, can't I just like tell you my name and you just go, okay, yep.
Can't I just have the weed for less money?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
And we'll fuck the card off.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. Well, you know, the other thing is like, if you're a customer, right? I mean, our dispensaries, you got to give them your fucking cards. You got to do the whole 9 yards. I mean, they know how much you've spent, right?
Man.
So like, you get to a dollar amount, it's like, ding, 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 ding. Guess what? You get a free ounce or a free whatever, right?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be fucking nice?
$5,000.
Have the fucking bells go off in the fucking dispensary, just like at Las Vegas.
You get to
The winner.
Winner, ticket dinner.
You're gonna run it like shoe carnival and shit, dude.
I'm gonna trade in my tickets.
Right now we have a discount running. Come to the counter with whatever. They're funny, man.
Dude, it's unfortunate that dispensaries. I haven't been in years actually, but when I was going, dry weed, just
I wasn't impressed. No.
Substandard product. Seriously. Even, I mean, I'm not a big dabber, but I got my own little press, and when I decide I want to butcher a bud, it's definitely better than any dispensary squish that I end up with.
It's difficult stuff to look after, isn't it? You know, it's like every moment from when I chop that thing to when it goes in a jar, every moment I'm looking at, like, I'm worse than ever at looking at the stats, checking the temperature, not too much airflow. I go into overdrive, green 13 ganja mode, you know, and it's like, that's the bit I just waited. I only got to do this for 10 days or 2 weeks. I just haven't been doing this for like 60 days plus whatever's on the back end. And so a dispensary, they ain't got a fucking hope in hell. They just product sales. But everything that happens for them, it's like 15 pairs of hands. Let me just lie this down. Let me just stack these up and lie them down. My shit never gets touched, you know, and it's like,
right.
And even then I feel like I'm not looking after it enough.
Right.
So, yeah,
everybody
it must
needs to
be
grow.
Impossible. Yeah,
everybody
that's
needs
the
to
answer.
grow. Yeah.
Let's grow the world.
Not everybody, but just nearly everybody.
Well, like
Just nearly
80%, 80%, 80-20. We need to get to the 80-20. Dispensary
Like
should
the
be turned into
vaccination,
teaching.
we need 70% of the people to be vaccinated. We need 70% of the stoners to grow their own weed.
Like turn dispensaries into training centers on how to grow. Basically, sign up here for your free weed and your first lesson. You know?
That brought up one of my favorite memes that I saw last week. Red pill was my medicine won't work unless you take yours.
Okay, you know how they're offering all these goodies, you know, like we'll give you a joint to take the jab, or we'll give you a shot, or You can get into the lottery. Well, here in Las Vegas, they're giving you a year lap dance.
What?
Really?
Fuck, I'm
Is
headed
that
to
for
Las
real?
Vegas.
That's a for real thing?
Yeah.
Smiley and I are on the next plane.
No, not at all.
No,
Not
it's
at all.
just
I'm just
insane.
surprised that isn't for real. That doesn't surprise me. I guess it's Vegas, but
You know, it's
I'm like
each
50-50 on that.
what do strippers
Yeah.
care? What do strippers care?
Well, you got to understand, you'll
get
be
sick.
getting lap. All right, now you'll be getting
Gonna
lap
catch something
dances.
else.
You'll be getting lap dances from vaccinated ladies.
Oh, fucking Jesus.
Look,
So that's the key part right there, you know.
Yeah,
So, you know,
you ain't gonna catch COVID.
What if you wish you had the mask? What if you wanted her to put the mask back on, Johnny? What if that was
You know,
that could backfire on you? Like, hey, it was better with that back on.
The masks have
The mask
replaced the paper bags.
are you saying she's? No, I ain't even gonna go there. I ain't even gonna go there. I don't want to get hit.
Yeah, well, you live in Las Vegas, so that it pretty much leaves it wide open, brother.
Yeah, you know.
Oh, I'm
it's
sure you
crazy.
see some crazy shit.
I bet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like
That's interesting.
jets falling out of the sky. I didn't see it, but
I used to,
you know.
NV.
Just a typical day.
I used to hear a lot of good stories from NV, Closet Medgrower, but he moved to Colorado. He told.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, he's going to school actually to get his agricultural degree, which I thought was pretty cool. Shout out to NV. NV's a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's in Colorado now, which kind of blows his handle, which is NV Medgrower, but anyway.
Yo.
That's all right. He'll probably move back to Nevada once he gets his degree.
I was about to say, MV's Nevada. Okay.
Yeah, NV.
I didn't realize that's why he moved out there, though. That's cool.
He's originally from Michigan.
No, he's
Right.
Nathan is a fucking dedicated cannabis fucking warrior. Shout out again. Good guy to. I don't know if you've asked him to interview, but it's not a bad dude.
Yeah, he's good people.
Yeah, he's from northern Michigan originally.
That's
cool.
Cool.
I hear all the dope dudes come from northern Michigan.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm
Are you in North Britain at all, or where are you in? Are you in Britain?
No, sir. You wouldn't be able to understand what I was saying if I was a northern monkey.
All right. Well, there is a division there. I see. Good.
Yeah, it's a horrible racist division that is somehow allowed to carry on because we are all from the same country. Yeah, my parents were born in the north. You would never know. They moved to the south and changed their accent, which is really difficult to do, but you would never know. But then weirdly, I don't speak to my parents anymore, but if you went back up north with them, they suddenly become northern again, like it's fake.
Oh wow!
It's love, really. There's no real divide, but actually,
not fake. It's like
the South
dialect, man. They're
dialects,
speaking the dialect.
Yeah, you fall back into it. Yeah. I guess South is where government is, where London is, and so everything's very South centric as far as finance and governance. So there's a lot of wealth down here and not so much up north, which would be traditionally would have been more mining and industry, shipping. So yeah, there's a natural divide that is financial and
so you got the blue collars and the white collar kind of section.
Yeah. Class division.
Yeah. Tories and the Tories.
With a queen and king. I mean, that's pretty typical, eh? But I don't know. We're still
we just have them for you, dude. We don't care about them.
That's,
How
well,
is
that's the beauty of having a
We
queen.
don't care about them.
We don't give a fuck, right? In America,
We gave
have-
you one recently, I think, didn't we? The shit ginger one, we gave him to you. Yeah.
No, I think we kicked him out already.
No, you didn't. He's in Cali, man. You can't get kicked out of Cali. You can live on
Yeah, that's
street
right.
and all
Oh yeah,
sorts.
wasn't he in Canada for a hot second or something?
He was. Yeah, they kicked
Well,
him out.
Yeah,
well
They
played.
said
yeah,
they
he was in
weren't going to pay his
Canada.
security bill.
Well played.
Yeah,
Well,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
now he's in California.
well played. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a bright future down there.
That whole concept still blows my mind. Like they don't like. There's still you have the prime minister and the governing body still, and the queen is just kind of.
Figurehead.
What role
We
does
have these ceremonies where the prime minister will go and speak to the queen, but like there's she can stop and say, "Nah, I don't want you. You got big ears" or whatever. But she would never do that because the rest of the population would turn on her. She's a figurehead.
Oh
It's
yeah,
nothing.
that's true. Yeah.
I kind of like we do the ceremony, and I'm kind of joking, but I'm not joking. We keep an idea of how much she costs and how much she earns, and because of you lot and tourism and so on, she makes us more money than we spend on her. So it's fine, but they're very careful not to buy too many helicopters or too much of that shit because it's a very teetering edge whether we decide we're not going to keep them anymore. So when Harry does this shit, and then when matey boy the pedo, when there's link ups with that, it's not good because we might go, actually this is not good PR anymore. So they do know, the Queen very much knows that it's like they're
mainly
like
the
Disney
prime
characters.
minister. Prime minister mainly, is that the? Okay, gotcha. That's the head.
Well, you guys have like
he's an elected official.
Gotcha.
But it's not just the prime minister. You guys have like a Congress too, right? There's other
Parliament.
Unfortunately, well, not Parliament's fine because Parliament's all elected, but we also have another thing like your Congress, which we're trying to get rid of, that are non-elected, just nothings.
Aristocrats, right?
Go.
I've been propagandized, and I think it's all more like a 007 movie.
Yeah,
and it's just for Queen and for
hope so.
country.
The rest of it, we all know. We're just not allowed to tell you lot.
We're in the colonies. We're in the colonies over
we all
here.
got to go over there and see if get the guardsmen to move or whatever.
my mom.
Actually, that's no joke. They look like idiots, but you can't fuck about with them. They are soldiers, and they will.
To me, that's like the same as like messing with a horse. Yeah, go ahead and get kicked in the head by a horse.
Right.
My mom explained it to me, and she told me very specifically that America is the colonies, and it's only at the grace of Britain that we exist. I was like, that's not what I'm learning in school. I'm not really learning that in school, Mom.
Your mom wasn't on the British side. That's obvious.
Well, her whole family was from, actually, they were from the servant class of England. I don't even know what part of England, to be honest. But they were proper English. And she made sure I knew all my
She was here
manners.
long enough to get her arrogance to be able to tell you, listen, son, Britain's where it's at. Everyone else is fake.
Pretty much. Is what she, dude, and
The Americans, the Canadians, the Australians, nah, come on.
It was an island. What, dude?
God, it's a terribly
Britain
racist show.
ran-
I need to simmer down.
Well,
But listen,
technically, with all those countries
We're
that
just
have
this tiny
prime
island
ministers,
now.
isn't that
Brit-
like account for 24% of all the landmass? Supposedly, is what their queen supposedly quasi responsible for or owns.
Britain,
Has some,
Britain
And the
was,
swans, we get the swans as well. Or she does.
Britain was basically managed the whole, I mean, they were dominating the world. Okay, seriously. And they came over to America. And so let me ask you a question. They've been able to defeat everybody else, but they can't defeat a handful of American warriors. They made
It was because
deal.
of Trump. Trump made it too difficult.
Yeah.
yeah, Trump's a time traveler. You guys don't know that?
They made a deal.
Yeah.
They made a
Sure.
That's
deal
real
with,
talk.
with
That's
the
going
crown.
on the wheel. Sorry.
Anyway, let's start conspiracy theories. Sorry. All right.
I'm
I'll
sorry.
shut up. I'll shut up.
Let's
Hey,
have a
I'm
moment
part
of
British.
silence.
I've learned recently. So
A
fucking
bro over here. Bingus. Brother.
oh, I felt all warm and fuzzy there for a moment. Yeah, my
That's your
accent
fucking
actually
red
changed.
pill on mine.
My British accent sucks.
Oh, Green 13. Hello, brother.
Hello, mate. Bloody hell. Oh, you're Sheila. I get it. Sorry. All right.
You're gonna have to make like a red coat strain
I
now.
think that's an Australian term, not a British term.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, fuck.
I think I'm lost.
Shit's stupid.
No.
You barely speak the Queen's English.
Yeah, you're not a very proper Brit, are you?
No, not at all. How can you be in America? There's no way you could be in America. And even the proper
Actually,
Brit.
you're in Oregon, aren't you?
That's right.
So you got that wet, slimy weather we've got.
Same atmosphere.
Yeah.
Fucking depressing, yes.
Yeah. The last few weeks it's just rain non-stop.
We have
Non-stop.
sunbeds are a good investment in Oregon.
Lots
You
of
know,
golf courses.
If
Visit the
you
Bingus
stand too long, if you stand still too long in Oregon, you will grow moss.
garden. The moss grows within your dick.
You will grow moss.
Yeah. You can watch the moss
Only,
grow.
but only on the north side.
I was gonna say, is it only on the north?
Oregon's a beautiful place. So is Britain,
It
quite
is.
frankly. It's you have to go to the right places to find the beauty, but it's there.
Too many people here.
Yeah.
It's smaller. Well, I guess Britain is still smaller than Oregon, wouldn't it be? Yeah, probably.
Yeah, we're about probably we're about
Fucking A.
England is about the size of Michigan,
Think about it.
and
though.
then
that
Wales and
little,
Ireland,
that little spot,
Scotland.
that little spot,
That's
and
like
I have British blood, by the way. Just saying. That little spot ruled the fucking world for a while, guys. Just saying. You know? And not only that, it might just still.
We're still claiming the waves. Britain rules the waves. They're still ours. So you can have the calm water, but we rule the waves.
Hell yeah.
Cheecha.
So I liked Eagle's background. Eagle had a background on where he was explaining that he liked the weird kids.
Yeah, I like read half
like-
of that.
I like
I'm
weird
like, what's
people.
the bottom half?
That's you lot.
Mr. Scotto, a fellow Portland resident. I live in Hillsborough, bro. About 40 miles, 30 miles from Portland. Portland is the only communist aspect of Oregon, just so you all know.
Is
It really is. Yeah, the heart of it really is.
Everybody else is like, what the fuck's going on there? Used to be a nice
Really
place.
well.
I love that you called it like it is. It's communist.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Tell me, explain. I don't know the
It's a
colloquialism.
There's a basket of weirdos down there in Portland, Oregon.
Used to be a beautiful city. I used to hang out.
Now it's a liberal utopia.
It
is.
Thank you, Red.
Just call it as you see it.
Perfect example of a
But isn't this
Well
the problem in California with people sleeping on the street everywhere and it turning into this, because of the governance for the last, is that right?
Yeah, shit. They
That's what they-
even set up a spot for Harry down.
Heard
San
they have,
Francisco.
yeah, I've heard they have shit maps for the city.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, yeah. They just let people fucking shit in the road. Oh,
It's
gross.
so gross, dude.
It's so fun. And like, as a
Shitville.
human, like, if I was that person, why?
About
What
eating
the
dinner.
hell? I'm
Well, they
shitting
don't
in a
have
fucking street.
Yeah, I
Like,
know.
really? Is this
I
my
could see-
life?
I could see like out in public, but I'm still gonna look for some cover. I'm not just gonna
Right? You know, like, oh, look at that tree. You know,
Hang on,
like,
Hang on a second, I
No,
gotta take a shit.
Well, it might be-
yeah, hold
I was
on.
just
Don't
gonna
mind the
say,
smell,
though, it might
guys.
be they're protesting the city for not providing a place for them to, you know what I mean? Or because that's the thing. I mean, if you have a bunch of people hanging out, there's got to be a fucking place to go to the bathroom. That's just plain and
Hey,
simple.
you know,
Like,
actually, if you 100
It's the
years ago,
heaviest
the
substance
streets
in the
were
world.
even
covered
if
The
you got to
next
bring in
thing that
porta
happens-
johns, like if you don't want shit all over your town, yeah, I mean, like
Nobody
Yeah.
can hold
No,
it.
but of
Go,
course,
man,
as
like-
soon as they provide them, the next thing that happens is you've kind of said it's okay, and then it just fucking rolls from there. We all live
Yeah.
outside now.
no,
Yeah,
I get it.
I totally
get it.
agree with
There's a-
that.
But I don't know, man. Where does it stop, right? Like, I mean, if you ain't got a place to shit and you got to shit,
Rolls
it's happening,
downhill.
dude. It's a fact of life. I'm just saying, it's happening somehow, some way. It's fucking happening.
It's the heaviest substance in the world. Nobody can hold it, and it does roll downhill.
Yes.
I just see those people that do like the community service. They got like a reverse leaf blower, like a backpack mounted thing, and it's going down the street like.
Oh,
On your
gross.
back,
It's like
rude
one of
boy.
those
Then it's on your
those
back.
the street cleaning vehicles.
That's fine.
Cleaning all this
Oh,
shit.
fuck,
Back
you
is
guys.
Yeah, and then-
warm and
And then
sweaty.
afterwards, they turn it into a
Dude.
flamethrower
Rocket.
afterwards.
Oh,
A natural flamethrower.
420 of
Methane.
years.
A
Oh, shit.
methane
420.
flamethrower. Oh wow!
You guys,
I just
do you
burned
guys
up my
know what
hip just a second
Glastonbury
ago.
is? You know what
What?
Glastonbury Festival is?
No.
I've heard of Glaston.
It's kind of like Woodstock. It goes on every year. It's gone on since the beginning of time. It's a really famous British festival. We were there one year, and a tractor pulled up into the dance tent to try and clear mud off the floor. So it was going to suck mud off the floor, so that because everyone's been dancing, and the dude put it in reverse instead of. And they'd been cleaning out the toilets, so he just filled the dance tent with excrement from the toilets. Like,
Oh,
that's the end of that.
Party
Everybody move
over.
out. Yeah, party's over. And I'm talking about 80,000 people, something like that. 100,000 people.
That's a real
Knows how to
shitty
clear a
ending.
room fast, doesn't it?
yummy.
Yeah.
Oh look, corn.
We didn't have COVID though. No
I didn't know there
vaccine.
were brown trout around here.
Jeez, you're a little, dude. I like it. I like it. You're a little sick. I like it. Oh, look, darn.
Oh
Anybody
man.
got chopsticks? Let's see if I can get that.
Corn or peanuts? Which one was it?
Oh, peanuts? Fuck! Give me another chopstick. Yeah, no.
Boy,
You guys are terrible.
This conversation's really gone to the toilet.
It's kind
It's a shitty situation.
oh, kidding you. Excremental. It's gone excremental.
Red pills left.
He did.
Done
That's
with
how
you.
shitty it is, eh?
He's like it.
So did Eagle too. He's like, fuck with this, man.
Fuck
This
this
sucks.
shit.
I know.
This ain't
He's
talking
like,
fucking shit.
I
This
like
is
the
shit.
work.
weird kids. I like the black sheep of the family, but you lot take the fucking piss.
There is something
It
about
is.
excrement that is quite humorous.
It's just a number one, guys. Relax. Number one.
It's taking
Check
long
this
enough.
out.
My goodness.
This is
Yeah.
on the
You been
table
seeing any
next to me.
corn? Oh.
Someone obviously left their food behind for the day.
Hey, there you go.
Did you see the symbolism there, Red?
What did I miss?
You didn't even know he did that, but dude,
Mm.
it's- yeah.
No, nature calls. What? I can't help it.
Absolutely. Green 13
Those people
had
on the streets can't help it either. That's
Oh my
going all
gosh.
full circle.
I just.
Dude, that's
I
the
don't
one thing
know.
I've always wondered about, like New Year's Eve at like in New York City.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
all those
yeah.
people, man, they're so jammed in there, and it's for hours.
Literally, they're all jammed in there. They're all jammed up.
How do you do
constipated.
anything? I don't know. How'd you go?
Just waiting for that ball to drop.
Yeah, like that. Just
So that's the symbolism.
No, sorry.
You guys are
Sorry.
fucking
Sorry.
sick. I love it. Oh,
I couldn't imagine. I've always wanted to like go to New York and do, like see the whole big ball, do that whole thing. But then it's like they pan off and you see all these people, and it's like I don't know if I would enjoy that.
No, it's a claustrophobic mess. It
Yeah,
really
like
is.
that.
Yeah, because like once you're in the middle of that crowd, it's not like you're gonna be like, oh, hey, excuse me.
And I'm a really short person.
I've decided I don't.
And then try to find
so
your fucking way back. You know what I mean? Like, hey, that ain't happening. Like,
what a flag! I was right.
I think I was over there in the middle of that shit.
There's no
Oh
seat.
my gosh!
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. 313.
No.
Oh, you didn't? I was joining in. I didn't.
So, Cheecha, have you been to New York?
No.
No,
never been to New York.
It's pretty exciting. It really is.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
When we were driving in the traffic, that was the most exciting part of the whole trip.
Oh, I'm sure.
Because it was just like there was so much attitude in the traffic.
Oh,
it
so
was
I'll
New,
fit right
it
in.
was
Fucking
New York. It was New York at its utmost. I mean, there was like maybe 10 feet between the car in front of the other car, and I swear to God, he was burning out, slamming on the brakes. I mean, it was awesome, man. It was just pretty amazing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't go anywhere fast on the streets in New York.
Right. Yeah, no. It's like
so I'm thinking now it's just like being in London
all the time.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. Worse in London, I think.
Yeah. See, if I lived somewhere like that, I would just walk everywhere or take the subway or get a bike.
That's why a lot of people in New York do not have licenses.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
They do.
They use the public systems, to get around, subways and buses. And
it is weird when you travel. I mean, I worked in London for 15 years, and it's weird when you take to foot, because sometimes there's even a scenario where it's so far underground, i.e. it's one of those really low down stations, and by the time you've walked down the steps, taken the tube and walked up the steps, you might as well have just walked straight down the street, because it would have taken you less time. Wait a minute for a tube to come, get on it, do the journey, walk back up the stairs, put through the machine. Costs you more time than just a bowl, because actually cities are not that big in distance, really. And London's a massively populated city, one of the biggest in the world. So
how many people are there in London? I'm just curious.
I feel like it's 8 million.
I can't remember. Dude, you see what I'm saying? Fuck that. I mean, dude.
8 million people.
You got a lot of you got a lot of cities, right? We don't have that many cities, but we've got some big ones.
Yeah, we got some big cities. Chicago, that's a big one.
Dude, that's a pressure cooker right there.
Yeah,
that's interesting. I'd like to, dude. I really, when
8.9.
when they invent the teleporter, I definitely want to experience those types of situations. I mean, I got 100,000 people in my town, right? I mean, the traffic, it's I get frustrated because there's nobody on the road. But compared to 8 million in Britain,
right? Yeah,
I don't even. Think,
it was 9 as it turns out.
I don't even think that New York can compete with that type of busyness.
Manhattan has 7.9 million people.
Wow, that's
on that little strip.
Wow, dude, that's
20.
What is Manhattan?
It's about a 20.
It's an island.
It's about a 20 by a 20 mile width by about 100. I forget how.
I thought it was.
Well, I guess New York's trying to compete with Britain. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
But there's a lot of people on that little strip.
Yeah. It's a lot of people.
And that's our connection as well, really, because it's over this side, New York.
Yeah.
Pretty much, eh? Yeah, I would say that.
I would have thought
another communist city that's kind of gone rogue. God, that's a lot of people.
Well, New York.
They're leaving New York.
Right. Yeah. Right. Everyone's going to Texas, huh?
Yeah.
It's big enough.
I thought it was Florida. I thought everybody goes to Florida.
You can't smoke weed, but you can shoot each other.
Well, Texas, as soon as they become legal, which they're not quite there yet, people are going to flood.
A lot further than.
Oh yeah, they're gonna fucking flood.
What's promising now is Oklahoma. Oklahoma is the new hotspot for cannabis. Thank God.
Don't really want to live there though.
I can't say that I've been to it.
Tornado Alley.
Oklahoma.
Tornado Alley. It's pretty
Oh.
flat, pretty crappy land.
Yeah. Texas is more desirable in certain areas.
It's
Oregon
really
is-
flat as
It
well.
is. It is, but
Really
if you
hot.
get down
Is
to
it?
some of the, it is like
Yeah.
Houston,
I like
especially.
hot.
Houston.
Yeah, I was in Houston, and I had some sort of a kind of like if you have motion sickness out on the ocean, I had mountain sickness because I couldn't find my direction. I had nowhere to look to see. Okay, that's I had to go by the sun, and that just wasn't working for me.
But
So I
it's
had
very,
mountain
very
sickness.
warm.
You've
Yeah.
moved about a bunch, Johnny.
I've been all over the place. Yeah.
Galveston's kind of cool. There's some good places. And the Gulf area is nice. Oregon's nice. If it would fucking sun would shine more, which it is. We started summer a lot earlier this year.
Yeah.
So because of the whatever they're doing,
I'm
with
waiting still.
whatever they're doing with the weather, they're
They're working on that, bingus.
Well,
They're working on that.
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we're getting the effects of what they're doing to California, basically, which is a drought fucking desert. And,
What are they-
Oh yeah, have you guys heard? They're paying the farmers to till in their food
Why?
because they don't have enough water.
yeah, there's no.
Yeah, I
it's a
heard a
drought,
little
big
bit
drought.
about that. Like,
Oh,
So there might be a bit of a food shortage coming.
yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
Because California is kind of like the breadbasket of the world.
They want it to break off and fall into the ocean, I think, is what they're trying to do. I don't know, but they are.
mean, eventually
fucking
they
with
will.
California, they are.
I mean, I can live without avocados. The worms are going to be pissed, but we'll be okay.
Yeah.
You can still get your avocados from Mexico.
Mexico.
Yeah.
We got plenty of avocados in Hillsborough,
It's in
Oregon.
As long as they have water too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, in Hillsborough, you need to speak a little Spanish, or you're going to get fucked. So be careful.
That's
We have
definitely
a-
a big concern though, like water. I was witnessing it too, like vegetables and how hot the sun gets and how much water they're gonna need to grow. It's pretty mind blowing actually, like on a large scale in the farms when they put in a crop and they know how much fucking water that crop's gonna use through its life cycle and shit like that.
Right.
Like, all
Yeah.
that's kind of calculated out, man. It's amazing what's been
And as it is right now, they are not relinquishing any more water to the
Yeah.
farmers.
Wow.
It's all about.
So they're looking
Oh,
at they're looking at becoming the new Oklahoma Dust Bowl, the way it used to be back.
Wow.
I know there's like big fights over water too, like even how it's directed, because a lot of it
Garden
comes out of
guys.
mountain areas and stuff, so it can be directed different ways and whatnot. Like LA, I've heard is like totally gets their water brought into them or whatever.
Yeah, it's aquifered in. Yeah.
Like it's all totally. So that's a big city, and there's a lot of people need water there. It's hard. I don't know, man. That's crazy. That I didn't hear that about the farmland until it did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I heard like a little bit.
I wonder they probably selected which crops had to bite it too. I bet. And
No,
Well,
they
yeah,
just
I
said
mean,
all
if-
of them.
Yeah, if you
Well,
know
well.
how much water you're using, I mean, I'm sure you'll be able to pick out which ones.
can't be all of them.
That's I heard that they were just shutting it off.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's like 80% of the agriculture is there or something. I'd heard. That's the number I
Well-
heard. High percentage anyway. So either way, like if they shut that off totally, yeah, that's pretty big. Fuck.
Well, they're
Yeah.
literally
Mention how
telling
shit-
farmers Yeah, they're telling farmers to till in their food because you don't have water for it, so don't expect it to grow.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, fucking crazy.
I'll have to look at that. I'm glad I
This
started a
reminded me,
garden.
though.
I know. I'm like, fuck.
Everybody needs to start a garden, really.
Yeah,
everybody
needs to be
should.
self-sufficient.
Dude, I
Yeah.
heard a thing, I think it was on Advancing Eco Agriculture. They were talking about, it might not have been, I'm totally getting the reference wrong. Either way, they were saying that if like right now there was like under 5% of the population farms in the US, and if we could get that to 20%, it would have a significant impact on Monsanto and like the GMO crops that are being run. So like they're super afraid of people growing their own food. Like that could
Yes, they are
bankrupt them in their efforts. If we could get that to like 25% of the population that's farming, it would be a total 100% transition to how the country operates. It's crazy, but I don't know. I heard that. I was like, that's fucking seems
Isn't
doable. It seems doable, doesn't it? Like,
let's take a run.
Everybody
at
grow
that.
their own
Come
weed
on.
and food.
Yeah. Like, let's take these bitches down, man. Fuck
Yeah, no shit.
Even just hurt them. That would be a, you know.
I mean, like, what would the government do if we actually put our differences aside and worked fucking together and actually, you know, grew our own food, grew our own cannabis, did all this, made our own, you know, clothes and whatever? What would they do? Because now we're not.
That's the way our country's supposed to run.
It's not your government. That government belongs. That government belongs to big pharma and big agriculture. It's not yours.
Yeah,
that's pretty much true.
It is, unfortunately.
Today,
because the will of you is not being done, right? Because we're sitting here discussing this shit we hate, and we're all discussing it. And so big agriculture and big pharmaceutical and big food and fucking all that stuff is disgusting shit that our parents completely fucked up. They've left us this, and now our children aren't going to stand for it. And really, it's because we taught them not to, us lot, luckily. And they're now not going to. And so everything's going to change because of the post-war baby. Shut the fuck up. I'm talking, man.
Okay.
She wants her 2 cents too.
And at this time of day, she wants in, out, in, out, in, out.
No.
Hello. But for reals, this is how I feel, that, you know, it is time for a change. But unfortunately, we've now got a government that just works for the big companies. And that's where we're going wrong. But you don't have another party to vote for. We don't have another party to vote for. The opposite is too far that way, where we're like, oh, no, I'm a he, she, they, we. Fuck off.
Yeah. Wow.
Today,
you know,
from a garden. Wasn't my garden actually, but I put together a variety of like celery, radish, cucumbers, tomatoes, lettuces, right, in a bowl with some ranch dressing, and I ate that raw. It was excellent, it was beautiful, and it gave me energy. I didn't have to take a nap after I ate. I actually got busy, and it sustained me the whole fucking day. All right, but we're not used to eating this way. We're not.
So weird that you're saying this, Bingus, because I've been plant-based for the last 25 days and I'm not having any sugar crashes and I feel extremely healthy. And I'm really fucking pissed off about it because I want a steak and I want to,
cheap,
you know,
too.
But
cheap.
I feel too good. It's too good. I don't know if it's cheap because I'm eating a lot of avocado and nuts.
I guarantee you, bro, if you write down what you're spending versus going out to eat, you're saving a ton of money. Ton of money, eh? And it's just a discipline to continue.
Over a meal last night, she was like, "Right, it's come to the end of the month. We've got five or 6 days. What do you want me to do? How do you want me to prep?" And I was like, "Don't go back to buying meat. Don't go back to buying chocolate. All that shit that just, you know." We never missed it at all. We didn't miss meat or fish. We have weirdly missed dairy. Like, I want pastries and shit. That's what I like.
I'm never walking away from that.
It's not I want the raw dairy thing. No, I don't drink milk, or I can live without yogurt and so on. But like pastries, and
man,
cake.
I gotta have my
Aw.
pies, man. I gotta have my pies. I'm serious. But look at
Yeah.
if you can't cheap, it's way less money. I'm telling you straight up. If you have the discipline to do it.
Yeah.
But it was because of what Smiley was talking about. It
Yeah.
started, he was talking about water.
Yes.
And it actually started because we watched this program on water. And actually, we're just giving all our food to another stomach. I don't want to fucking talk about veganism. I'm stopping. I'm backing out. I'm not better than you. You're fine as you are.
Why
You're
does
good
that relate to
people.
me? Because I love
I love brisket.
I was
love
about to
brisket.
talk about how much fucking water animals have to consume for you to get them to market, and so it becomes a water issue again.
Wow. Isn't that
Well,
crazy?
I've been a carnivore my whole life. I don't want to vegan chat you. I'm so sorry, but it was on topic. Your fault,
I
Bingus.
understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's definitely an issue, and that's why they're talking
Yeah.
about trying to get rid of beef and all that. But I like that Joe Salatin point of view, where you can have, smaller farms, more spread across each state, having smaller farms versus these, mega farms where there's 300,000 head of cattle in one
Right.
area.
It's a monoculture, yeah. It's the same thing. You look at it from space, it just looks the same stupid. Oh shit, we put it all in one place. It only works in
Oh,
one
fuck.
way, and it's not at all natural because it's so farmed. Just
Yeah, and
if we
it's
could
like,
mix it all up.
so they'll farm land and then truck that over to feed the cow. Like I don't know, it's like a big system that I don't know. Yeah, it's adding a lot of jobs, but that's
I'm blaming our
you had a
parents.
valid point though too. Like where if you had an issue with one butcher or one cattle herd like that, it shuts you down or shuts a major part of the food supply down. Or if it's all spread across each state in multiple one, you can have a little bit of problem in one state, and it didn't shut everybody else's food supply down. You know what I mean? It just makes it a more stable system.
Absolutely.
It totally made sense with all of it. It was pretty wild. That might have been who I heard say that about if 20% of the people started farming. That might have been who was. No, I'm saying that.
It's just like growing weed, though, too. I mean, if you have a bunch of smaller grows all over the place, they're a lot more successful than one major grow that gets fucked up one time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Talking about homesteading, we're talking about taking a bit of responsibility. And even if everybody just did a bit, that would still rock some of these big foundations. If you had a couple chickens and some beds with, and you could eat a couple meals, even if it was a couple meals a year, we'd start to get back. It's not sustainable. Sustainability is not, I don't.
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from. It's not
absolutely.
sustainable anymore. Our parents fucked us over, and we're running into a point. And it's our kids who'll suffer because
we got to go back
them
with the technology that we have. We got to go back to the accountability and responsibility that we had back then with the new technology that we have today. I mean, which makes it a lot more doable, quite frankly, if people would just get it focused in the right direction. You know what I mean? Instead of major farms that I think agriculture destroys several acres a day. All right.
Wow.
Destroys it. All right. It's not which means it's going to take 20 years to bring it back. All right. So
how weird is it though, when my dog runs through the fields and I think, oh, it's getting Monsanto on it. That should be, but that is what I think. And it should be that it's running through clean green pasture. And I'm thinking, and I look at all the grass along the edge of the fields and it's all different colors. And it's that's Monsanto grass that got oversprayed. That's fucking filthy. And it's filthy, man.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be where I should feel cleansed.
Right. Yeah.
It's gross how much of that goes out for sure. I don't know what the answer is. I mean, I get it too, though.
We are the
now
answer.
We're so dependent on that system. It's not like you
turns out it's weed.
Fuck that. Let's stop doing that because we don't necessarily have some of the to my understanding, I guess maybe I'm wrong, but all the seeded crop that we would need to replace it with without GMO. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have
right
viable strains that are going to do and perform, and you know what I mean?
We haven't been working on them, brother. We've been busy with this other thing, so they got neglected. Oh, I wonder if they actually got rid of even, maybe. Oh, we don't need them, let's push them out of supply.
Right.
Couldn't believe that would happen.
If 12% of the population started doing a little bit, you would see huge shifts, right? But we're so hypnotized with the mass propaganda that's being spread through the waves of energy that we listen to. All right.
Well, it's easier to just listen to somebody and just do it.
Dude, I turn on my radio and
not think for yourself.
I am every 30 seconds I am being programmed. And it's just like, fucking hey, what the fuck? I notice this stuff, but does everybody else? I'm starting to wonder.
Right.
You know? I mean, people running around in their cars with masks on.
Oh my gosh! Anytime I see someone with a mask on in their car, I'm like, sheep.
But
did you feel like this as a child though, Bingus? Because that's when, you know, when you hark back to that purity of thought where you were like, this is dumb.
Yes.
We bring food from over there for the animals over here. You know, those questions are fresh in your mind as a child. That doesn't seem right. You're trucking dirt across the country, huh?
I've always been a questioner. Like, my main question is, why? Why are you doing? Why?
Right. Why?
Right. And even as a kid, I mean, if you look at little kids, that's their main question. Why do you do that, Daddy? Or why is that, Mommy? Right?
Why?
And your answers better be fucking truthful, because kids will know if you're fucking lying. All right, and then they're going to question you and everything else. And then you start with the psychosis. It's just, it builds from there. You know what I mean? And we don't even realize this shit's going on, but it is. We're being indoctrinated into a belief system, right?
Right.
And if we're intelligent enough to realize that fact, we can sometimes look out of the box, maybe, again, take a top-down look at what's really going on versus a bottom-up look of a survival mode that we're all trying. Oh, I got to get up, got to do this, got to, you know.
Right.
No one has time to do any farming because they got to get up for their 9 to 5, and earn more money than they need to live, but they have to go there every day. So you get no freedom because you've got to be here. Here's more money than you need, so go buy a load of shit off the internet, and you can be miserable between work and home, stress, fight with each other. But you think you've got more than you need. You're rich. Look at your big fucking house, which is tiny because you never get to go outside in the world.
You get to pay for your prison.
No time to fucking make your own food. No time.
Yeah, because you're busy, you know, paying for all these things that you think that you need, and you, when you die, you don't take it with you. So
I just earn what I need for this year in the first couple months, then I'll see you again at the end. You know, can't work like, you know.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of cannabis, brother.
Hey guys, I gotta check out. I'm gonna be falling asleep here, man. I'm like, all
right, brother. Good to see you, Smiley. Jeez, I outlasted Smiley. I can't believe.
I'm not sure who's host, though. I think Eagle's probably hosting still.
I can't believe.
I hope I don't shut it down. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think he
that's
came
cool
back. He's
anyway.
like, oh, I'm back.
Eagle's still there.
I'm here.
Eagle's still there.
Smiley.
Good to see you,
buddy. Fucking takeover. Oh, he's fuck it. I was gonna ask him if this takeover was Wednesday. Pretty sure the takeover.
Right. Who is it, Eagle? Who is it?
I fucking don't know.
Oh man, I've really been a little bit lengthy in my stay as well, so I'm going to drop out, guys. But what a great panel tonight, and excellent read in the chat room as always. You guys are awesome. So until next time, Brother Eagle, thank you so much. Everybody on the panel, in the chat room, good night, everyone. Have a good night.
Yeah, actually,
have a good night, Bingus.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop out too, because I had a couple of wild days the last few days, and yeah, Yeah, I didn't go to sleep Saturday, Sunday.
Why?
So I just have those times where I just can't
Yeah.
shut my mind down.
Well, the
And
full
so
moon's
I was
coming.
up.
It's on Wednesday. So maybe that's
Yes.
part of the reason why you're sleep. I
Yeah.
know when the
I don't know what that's about, but it happens to me. So that was one of the reasons why I wasn't even here one day, because I was sleeping.
yeah. So any time of like a full moon comes, my sleep is just like, you sleeping? No, not right now.
Yeah, me and
Be
my
awake
wife
at
the
2 a.m. for
same.
no fucking reason.
Yeah,
Hi, what
so
are you doing? Just looking at my phone. You? Yeah. What's the time?
Yeah,
2.
so I'm
Okay.
gonna say peace out to everybody, and Eagle, Cheecha, Green 13. Who else is on here? Red, you're still here too. Good deal. Yeah, so I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody here, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Good seeing you, Johnny.
All right,
Johnny.
thanks, Eagle. Talk to you later, brother.
Have a good day.
And then there was 4.
What's going on, Eagle Gardens?
Yeah, what's up?
I know it. Not much. Fucking burning the candle at both ends again. Fucking been pretty much working almost 10 hours a day. Doing gardening a little bit before I go to work, a little bit before I do this, a little bit after work or after the show. About 4 hours of sleep. Fucking crazy shit going on behind the scenes, trying to get fucking shit caught up. Probably moved in a couple of months. I got so much going on behind the scenes. That's why I've been so distant lately. I mean, realistically, I'm not even fucking here on this project right now. You know, I'm not for real. I'm not. When I said earlier, I'm not even looking for guests. I haven't been looking for guests. If they pop up, yeah, I'll fucking do the show. But yeah.
Love, my friend. You got support and energy coming from us.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't even been coming out because I've been literally. I have shit to say. I mean, there's times where it's time to it's better to just shut the fuck up, you know. And that's been lately.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we get not to come, mate. That's the thing. We just get not to log on, so it's wholly appreciated. And anyway, you can sub it out like you've been doing, or you can even not come, man, when you need some space. You know, don't get yourself unwell, unhealthy.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh no, I still enjoy coming. I really do. This is like still one of the better times of the day.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can do the gardening while we're chatting shit and or not join in as whatever.
Yeah.
It's all good.
Mm-hmm.
It's been the only way lately. I mean, for real.
Wow.
I feel guilty for doing it, but if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even be on.
Right.
We're just blessed. No guilty needed. We're just blessed. It's all good. Mm-hmm. We get to be together some, and that's, perfect.
Yeah.
I don't even think there's a guest tonight. I don't even think. That's why I was trying to ask Smiley if there's going to be a takeover Wednesday, because you might not even see me till Wednesday. Chances are good.
Red Pill's going for a walk, look.
I know. I was like, where? Oh, here's the.
Oh, it's the dog.
Yeah, he was crying for something. What's wrong, Dash?
Like, there's something out there.
No.
All those ghosts. They're going to smack your ass.
You gotta go poopy, buddy.
Yeah, we don't.
He's gotta go poopy.
Is it in the street? Do you have a hose?
Where are you going, boy?
Oh man.
Yeah. I think he's got a poopy.
Are you doing a lot of contract work in Eagle? You're wearing yourself out.
Yeah, been laying a lot of tile lately. Other odd jobs. Yeah. It's one of the fucking stress of that too, man. It's like, man. The last few deals, it's supposed to been like late or material's supposed to be there. You know, half the time I get there, fucking shit ain't there. Today it was half my tile was busted. You know, whoever delivered the tile busted the tile, so fucking fucked a few days. It's like, man, I just really, if I'm gonna do this, I almost just really just wish. I don't wish because I make more money doing this, but I do miss just mindless showing up and kicking ass and fucking going home.
Yeah.
Just leaving it at that. See you tomorrow. I'll be back.
Right.
Okay. Instead of worrying about how things are gonna go and all that good shit.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucks.
It has been so. But I've been trying to stay positive about it.
Yeah.
Just remember, you've got
today.
You've got choices.
Yeah, I mean, actually, the garden's probably back to full tilt or close to now. Probably the most it's been running up since Sub died. I really let shit fucking go to shit right around that time. It was just about that time when this picked up. It was probably at its all-time low. And it's back up and running now, but for how long is the question? So I'd say maybe 3 months.
Okay.
Hmm.
But learning is never comfortable. Growing is never comfortable. So fingers crossed it's going to be a good time, and
Oh, I'm sure it's going to be for the good. For the good. So much shit that's just been put off. So many changes. So many just things. Time for a huge change. Huge change
Yeah,
all
sometimes
around.
that's good.
Environment, scenery, people.
Out with the old, in with the new. That's what I say. Can't bring good, new things in if you're keeping the old.
Say night night, Dashy.
No.
Oh, good boy.
You're so good, doggy.
Oh, he's so cute.
So yesterday I left here and I was like, I have got so much to do. If it would get on top of me if I didn't put it in an order. And I did say everything was organized, so no problem. So I'm like, right, gonna do one job, then I'm gonna come back here and drink a coffee and smoke a joint. So I went to do one job and I noticed my air conditioner had iced over, which I didn't know what meant.
Yeah.
10 hours later, I'm now an air conditioning professional because I can't call the aircon man. He can't come here, So
Right,
10 hours later, the unit's been completely stripped and rebuilt.
Wow.
I know what I need to know. I didn't get one single job done. Never drunk that. I mean, I obviously drank the coffee and smoked the joint. I never sat and drank the coffee and like, damn.
That's
and
funny.
now it didn't ice up overnight. It works perfectly. So I doubt this is the end, but
right. Oh man,
there's two bits of equipment that my room won't work without, and that's an aircon and that's a CO2 meter, and they're both really expensive and like edgy bits of kit.
They sound expensive.
I recalibrate the CO2 meter once a week just because I can't, like, if that stops working, my plants suffocate. It's a weird scenario where that happens. So in order to keep load,
I'd be really interested in people doing tests for high ppm of CO2, and I've only seen it ever in like book form or text form. Never seen anyone do like a video journal of like, okay, here's the grow with 1,200 parts per million. Here's the grow with 2,500 parts per million. Here's the grow with 6,000 parts per million. You know, it's like stuff that is all automated that you don't want to even go inside. And the craziest thing I've ever seen is someone was doing that in a extremely high pushed VPD setup where I think they were like 95 degrees temperature, like 85 or 90% humidity with like more than 2,000 parts per million CO2.
You're turning the plant into something you don't want. So what you start to see when the more CO2 you add, the more light and heat you have to add. Otherwise, the equation's pointless, right? And so as you do that, when the plant becomes to that finishing stage where you're looking for it to get old, it then tries to put new growth in. So you're constantly getting new pistils, new calyx, but they start to get mutated and you start to get foxtails.
Do you think that would be something dedicated to do with like a tropical strain? Like take something and, you know, that's almost an environment it belongs in, wouldn't you think?
Something that already is sort of foxtails, basically. Yeah, I guess, for sure. But at that point, what are you trying to gain? Because those are very roomy strains anyway, so they take up a lot of space for how much gags you get, and they're not desirable for people because they aren't sexy looking. So it's a weird one where, it can be done. The reason you haven't seen it is because it gets ugly.
Well, I hope that there's a day where some people are forced to have a grow in a strain that goes like that just because it's what the market demands. I hope there's some kind of renaissance. I don't know what else to call it, but a strain revolution where people are just upset with like, you know, mediocrity. And they'd really want, you know, everyone's really, really, really trying to separate themselves and be an individual with having something else that no one else has. But those are just my own.
There's a guy online like that. He sells a load of organic foods, liquid foods. I'll try and remember who it is and show you, but he runs a load of those like really beautiful, crazy narrow leaf strains, you know, where there's a couple calyx on the leaf and it's all just strings, but he's got a million followers, loads and loads of followers. So when I find out,
dope. I like that. That's why I liked Hardy Gears when he brought up the snakes and sparklers from the movie Joe Dirt. It's like a perfect analogy of Joe Dirt having to explain to someone that, hey man, not everyone out there wants snakes and sparklers. You know, you got to have some fucking rat-tat-tattas and fireworks on demand and all those good fucking shits, the classics that people want, or, you know, what the market demands.
I'm like trying to think.
And then I thought about it like, I'm going to be the guy that's like totally, you know, disinterested in everything that's like the flavor of the day. And then I'm going back and I'm trying to go on wild goose chases to find strains that might not even be there. Like everyone tells me this about the Dutch strains, like don't go buying Dutch feminized seeds because they're not the same as they were in the 90s. But I don't know. Through Attitude Seed Bank, I've gotten free seeds that were those classic Dutch strains, and some of them were the best strains that I've ever grown. So I don't know what to believe anymore.
Right.
I'm just gonna go with my gut.
Right. You should. You should.
Yeah. Everyone want to tell you something, but with growing, it's just chat because you don't know what's in a seed. A seed that's the miracle of a seed. Like the next one, that's the next fucking Gorilla Glue 4, you know, the next seed you pop. Doesn't matter if it was a fem or what it was, that might turn out to be the
right.
We're all like, oh, Gorilla Glue this, that, and the other. It could just be any seed. You could have already had it.
Right.
Smoked it and gone.
Yep. I'm a full believer in that. Even though before I wasn't like dedicated to that idea of everyone, you know, when they start up growing, they think of different priorities. And a lot of people now, they're thinking, you know, well, I've heard a lot of people say that before. So maybe I should get, you know, the utensils and the equipment you need to do cloning. And then I never thought that through. Like, I'm like, I got so many seeds to pop. It's not worth saving a clone. right? And then I would do that, like, maybe once a year I'd find like one strain that I'd go through and I'm like, that was worth keeping, and I just let it go. It's gone now. It's just a
Right.
memory.
Isn't that crazy?
I hope to have that luck again. I'd still play that lottery. If I'm popping 25 or more seeds a year, I would still love to have those odds of finding one strain a year to keep a clone of.
Right, yeah.
Mountain genetics.
Mountain genetics?
Yeah.
Is that a seed bank?
I sent you the thing, Red Pill.
Okay. Oh, that was what it is right now. Okay, cool. Sweet.
It's unique and crazy and interesting. And obviously celebrated as well.
You know, and it's like stuff that you never seen before. Like one time I had two things at the same time that were unique one-off time that I've ever seen this. And they've actually, ironically, both had the name Snow in the strain. One was a LA confidential cross snow cap from DNA. It was like their limited seed release. And then the other one was Hawaiian Snow from Greenhouse Seeds. The Hawaiian Snow from Greenhouse Seeds had a term, it's a certain type of trichome that covers foliage of plants. It's called pilosa. And it's basically a trichome that's very much like a hair follicle. And so this whole plant, this whole Hawaiian Snow, was basically covered in like a velvet-like fuzz, like a peach skin, you know, kind of fruit peach skin. And the leaves, the stems felt like fuzzy pipe cleaners, and then the leaves, top and bottom, were like velvet. And then that was that one unique trait. And on the LA snowcap, that was a weird thing because it just never stopped. Well, it eventually did, but it would come up with like 3-fingered true leaves, 5-finger, then 7, then 9, and then 11, and then 13. And then it would start to overlap. So it would stop at a one base of leaf sets with 13 leaflets. And then the next set would come up with a single blade overlapping those 13. And then the next 2 to come out were those 13 with a 3-leaf overlap over that fan leaf. So, and then that's where it stopped. So I had one plant that had 15 leaflet fan leaves, and then one plant that was covered in like pipe cleaner fuzz. And I really wanted to, that would have been my very first feminized cross. I purposely had made other regular seeds before then, but that would have been my first feminized cross, and that's also those seeds. And that those clones are gone. I only had one seed. It was a freebie seed of that LA snowcap. That ended up, the mother plant that those clones came off of ended up being an outdoor plant and saved my ass after I got busted, and I still had an outdoor plant somewhere to harvest and had weed to smoke later. And that also has a whole nother story of it that never got looked after, and we didn't even know if it was going to be there. And we checked on it, and luckily it was there. And it got taken to someone else's house because, you know, I just got busted. I'm not going to bring a weed plant to try at the house just in case.
Oh, come on, why not?
Well, this weed plant got dried out at a, not to be named friend's house. And then for the good deed that he let me do that, I helped let him split some of the plant.
Right.
And he ended up getting, out of all the weed that I got, 0 seeds. And the part that he got 6 seeds. So that plant, I tried to ask him, and he was like, well, yeah, I know the plant you're talking about. But I tried to remember off my memory. I'm pretty sure he had 6 seeds of that plant collected. So
wow.
I have to go and talk to him about that and see if he's still got it. But if there's a miracle, one of those self seeds will have that trait, so that 15 fan leaflet thing. But
wow.
the I don't know if there'd be any luck to finding another Hawaiian Snow with that same thing. But I just thought like, man, I got these 2 plants that it's not even THC or terpene based
Right.
with unique traits. It's just completely some other weird ass thing that some other people wouldn't even care about or maybe not even think is special. My theory was like, okay, I'm going to blend these 2 plants together and I'm going to pheno hunt the fuzzy 15 green leaf one, regardless of what else comes out. You know what I mean? I want the one that's got all the fuzz and the most number of families.
Hell yeah.
And that's that story.
What's up, green fingers?
Yeah. Good morning. Good evening.
Oh my plug. Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
Okay. How are you guys doing?
Pretty
Very
good. How are
good, man.
you? Uh-oh. Sneaky froze.
Well, I'm going to go and try and start my day. I don't know whether that changes from me just
I know.
sitting here, but we'll see. We'll see if I get up and do something. Like joints are mobile, I guess.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I got some things I gotta do today. I gotta actually I have an interview today, so we'll see how that works.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting. Not something too stressful, hopefully.
No, it's a work at home job, so trying to do that.
Nice. That'd be good.
Yeah, I am. It's more feasible for me and my daughter than anything,
Yeah, during the school holidays.
Ugh, God.
Yeah.
You're off for a week? Why?
Weeks.
Weeks. Yeah, 2.5 weeks. Why?
They can't use you there at school, no?
Yeah, like you can't clean some desk or something? Like, come on.
Bring you a shitty attitude back here for 2.5 weeks.
Instrument lessons, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, what
the recorder? No, that's the last thing you need.
Oh no, she has one. OMG, she brought that thing home. I was like, oh no. No. We put that away. Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So yeah.
All right, fam. Big love. Have a great day. Whatever day it is, Tuesday. Let's go.
Yep.
Good night or good day. Yeah.
I was muted. I said, you have a good day, Green 13.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm muted.
Yeah, I should probably go too. Follow him out.
So do you Zoom interview?
Yeah, it's in a Zoom call, and then I don't know exactly what's gonna happen. It's kind of like an open interview. They have to do like a mass hiring. So we'll see. My friend has worked for them for a couple of years, so we'll see. We'll see. Oh, I forget to change it. You know what's really funny? You say that because my old work, we used to have meetings on Tuesdays, right? And the first time I went into this Zoom meeting, I look at my name and I'm like, oh, cheecha bee. Oh, whoops.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go back in there and change it. Nobody noticed, but I was like, yeah.
Smooth.
And nobody was like, cheecha bee? Who's that? What's cheecha bee?
Oh, boy.
I put that into a YouTube search.
It's my other life.
You ever heard of cheecha bee? That's what you should have said. You ever heard of cheecha bee?
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Everybody knows.
Yeah, look her up. Look that cheecha bee up. Anyways, all right, guys. Thanks for being awesome, and have a great day.
Yeah. Same to you.
See ya.
All right, we're gonna wrap this bad boy up, or what's going on?
Yeah, I'm outie. Yeah,
You got shout outs to do, or are you just wrapping it up?
I'm just wrapping it up.
Okie dokie. Well, alrighty then. Thank you, Eagle, again. Another good night. I'm also slacking. I'm dedicated to get you at least one interview. I'm like 0 for 2 for asking people though, but I gotta fill the void. Yeah, I'm doing it.
Well, in
I'm
my
gonna
case,
hook you up
like
one time.
I've had 3 of them last couple of days canceled because they're too busy, and at the same time I'm biting my tongue, going, my tongue's obviously shit.
I don't know if it's like it'd be a weird time to be busy though, because I'd be like, because it's a late night show, I'd be like, if I said busy, that's code for actually I'm about to hit the hay. But
hopefully we get some. Hopefully
I got some that people might need to account for a time zone, but probably have nothing better to do, you know. So I'm gonna really egg them on. But all right, thank you, Eagle.
I appreciate it, Red Bill. Thank you, my friend.
Peace out.
Well, guys, that does it for this episode. I don't even know what episode it is anymore. I think it's 406. Yeah, 406, the wormhole. Well, that does wrap it up. You guys remember the deal. Hopefully, this is the end of your journey. Please get some rest. This beginning of your day. Please have an awesome day. More importantly, please try to remember to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Have a great Tuesday, guys. Sorry about the no shout outs. I am just not in it tonight. Have a good one.